Dogging with Dom.
And friends.
With benefits.
Kathy!
Oh, lady psycho. Oh, lady psycho. You know what that means. 3 letters, 3 words. NXT, let's fucking go.
Oh, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to this week's episode of the AEW Dynamite Watch Party.
It is Friday, and you know what that means. Only one thing. It's time for Friday Night SmackDown right here on Circle of Deate Network for the watch along. It's Kayla, the Queen of the South.
Yo, the GETCHO podcast crew is in the building. That's right, you got your homie Just.
Yeah. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the latest episode of Game Breaker Sports.
She bangs! She bangs! Oh, baby, when she moves, she moves.
Yo.
He moves, baby. And he bangs.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language.
Go fuck yourself.
Off is the direction you can.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Let me talk to you.
Escúchenme. Everybody, listen. To me.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Circle of Deate podcast, episode 245, A New Direction, which we don't know where we're going to. And yes, I am alone today, this evening, folks, because, I have the opportunity to rant. I heard everybody else to rant. It is the host team is what I've received, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you for tuning in, by the way. We appreciate you all. Yes, I know the Redeemer took a day off. He's missed her every night. And everybody else, of course, took a day off. It's only me by myself, But I'm here to kind of touch topics here with you guys this evening. And I appreciate you, everybody, for tuning in this evening on this live chat. I want to go ahead and give it out. Delorean, what is going on? Love you very much. Yes, that's right. Let's fucking go. Get us to 1,000. That's right. Join Discord. Absolutely. We live, baby. We live. Kobe Weaston, we live. That's right. Well, Zach, what is going on? We live, baby. That's right. Christopher, Saturday single match, Sky Blue versus Mina and Shirakawa for first singles match since 300 plus days. Don't worry, Chris. I'm going to be doing that on Saturday. That is right for the watch along for Collision. That's right, Opie. Thank you so much, Lauren. Appreciate you. What is up, Steven? What is going on? Doing very well. Just been overwhelmed with work and been overwhelmed with a lot of personal matters, but I don't. Because of you guys are my, encouragement, my positivity vibes around here. We appreciate you all. Thank you very much for being a part of this, network family. And I love you all and everybody who is watching or listening around the world. Thank you so much. But man, let's get into the topics of this evening that I have, because like I mentioned, I want to digress. I wanted to discuss a lot of things, but before I do, I want to talk about very briefly. Oh, man, let's see. No spoiler because no, I'm not. Just to let you know, Chris, I do not read spoilers for Collision or I listen to them. I am a professional wrestling fan, just like all of you guys. I want to tune in and watch it. I don't want to not want to know any spoilers. I always make sure that nobody tells me any spoilers. I'm like, I don't want to know nothing. I don't want to know shit. Don't spoil anything to me. Let me see it and enjoy wrestling. And like how Dom says, if it's not your cup of tea, then let somebody else drink it. That's absolutely right. But man, I want to get into it very brief, folks, before I get into my other topics this evening. I want to start off with this. Just very brief recap of Double or Nothing and NXT Battleground that happened this past weekend. Doubleheader that occurred this past Sunday. And, I'll start with the NXT Battleground very quickly, man. Amazing. A lot of changes happened here, of course, in the moment of Battleground. But I want to give a shout out to Kalani Jordan and Soruka. What a great opening matchup they really provided to all of his audiences. We could tell that these two women are definitely going to be the feature of the headlining NXT in the near future, and not to be called up yet, which I'll save for that because I know there's a lot of those topics that people want to talk about. But this one here, Kalani, you got to give it to her. She's first ever North American Women's Champion, really provided what no one ever thought that she will ever do, So it's amazing of what she has done in, since her start of NXT. So I'm really, really happy for her. And I'm just amazed of a lot of things for her. And the same with Soruka, how in 2 years, since her debut, more than 2 years, what she has done in the product of NXT. She has really, really adapted and elevated her, her in-ring abilities. And wow, she is a mixture of like a RVD combo mixed with, I can't even mention another name, but man, you got to give it a Soruka and Kalani. These are two women that I really, really was one of the matches of the night for Battleground for me, and I really enjoyed that matchup. It's the same with Stacks and Tony D'Angelo. We don't know where that's going to go with that direction with that story. Stacks winning, and of course, the other one that the upset was Trick Williams defeating Joe Hendry for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. And we already know where that direction is going with, but this is quite some time that we've seen, I believe, first ever, if I'm, correct. But Logan, what's going on? Appreciate you. Oh, man. So, yep, there you go. That's the name that I was waiting for. Thank you, Logan. That's right. It's a mixture of RVD and Logan Paul, and Will Ospreay mixed together. I'll tell you that. And Dodgers made a trade today for Reds closer to the deal. Really? Okay, I need to read into that. Thank you for letting me know. That's right. Let the rants begin. That's right. That's right. And so that's what we basically, that's what Soruka reminds me of. And she has that potential definitely to be a top star in NXT, a future women's champion alongside with Kalani Jordan. They can lead that, lead that women's division at all, most definitely. And with the Trick Williams being the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, I know for the IWC, certain people were like, why Joe Hendry? But it didn't affect Joe Hendry as much that people expected. Yes, we wanted him to have a long run, and believe me too, because I believe in that man. I believe in Joe Hendry, damn it. I tell you, I believe in him.
Oh, I believe in Joe Hendry.
I do, but it happens, folks. It is what it is. But Joe Hendry, I mean, we'll see what's going to be the future for him. We know that his contract will be up by the end of this year. We never know. Might be heading to the WWE route. Maybe this is something that Papa H and TKO possibly will be pursuing for his free agency to come sign full-time for WWE. And we already know that this is Mike Santana's turn now, and which I am all with it. Mike Santana should be the next in line to really dethrone and defend the product TNA. And where that's basically originally where he came from before he went to AEW, when he was on that, and is and just back in that time, in that era, during the Impact era. So it's something that for Mike Santana, it's a great chaser and a great build-up for him heading into winning the heavyweight championship away from Trick Williams. It might not happen on an NXT platform, but it could happen on the TNA, and which we'll see. We just have to wait to see where the story develops, with now Trick Williams being the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And of course, Stephanie Lockyer versus Jordan Grace for the NXT Women's Championship. A great matchup as well. We got to see, we know the potentials of those two women, what they could bring to the table. It was a fantastic, and wow, it was just amazing to see those two women really going at it. The crowd was really more booing than Jordan, and then there was other cheering, booing. So the crowd was all mixed up, the audiences, that night of Battleground. But it was really great to see, just see the overall, just see that pay-per-view. I don't call it PLEs, pay-per-view, folks. But it was great to see that, and I was really amazed of the athleticism that everybody brought to that table of Battleground. And shout out to, of course, Mr. Opinion. What's going on, Brandon? Yes, I love you too, brother. I appreciate you very much. And see, Steven saying WWE is going to offer it exactly. And that's absolutely true, Steven. And I see that happening. They're going to offer Joe Hendry that contract. And it's going to happen. He sold most of it, he sold a lot of merchandise during WrestleMania, weekend. And the crowd loves him. As long as they don't really touch the character and try to trademark what he has that is currently his, then there's a lot of potential what this man could bring into the WWE roster. Could be either NXT or the main roster. Doesn't matter. He fits anywhere for me. So it's just the concern, which there's a lot of concern, but we're gonna have to wait to see as the story develops and it goes. Where is it going to go with? Especially now he's going to be mixed up with the Worlds Collide, as he was announced to be a part of that. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with him at Worlds Collide coming up the following weekend and see the matches going to be announced for it. So that's what I'm excited for, and I'm excited for TNA because they got something that could be a build-up for them. Guess what? I heard Nick Nemeth giving his digress. No, I want to beat Joe Hendry's ass. He represented the company and letting us down. Now we got another person from a different company being the world champion. And that's a big no-no. But we all know that's character, folks. And I'm excited to see what Trick Williams is going to bring to the table to TNA. Could this be a help for them in a way that they needed more additionally? It could be. We just have, especially with Santana being the one who's going to be chasing for that belt, and we're going to see that this Tuesday at NXT. So I'm excited to see how that's going to develop and turn out. Now we're moving on to Double or Nothing, one of the greatest Double or Nothings I think of all time. It's one of the greatest that I enjoyed tremendously, indubitably, and splendiferous. It's splendiferous, but it's splendiferous. I did enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. It was a great pay-per-view, top to bottom. There was no matches that disappointed. Everything was great. Match of the year for me, match of the year could be in that debate would be the Anarchy Arena. I think by far for the first time doing it, inaugural pretty much intergender, mixing up, male and female going at it. And I gotta give it to Tony Khan. I gotta really applaud him that he really he's opening those doors really more and giving stories. And we're now seeing as stories finally are developing in AEW. And we're finally seeing it. Not just, banger matches that we want to expect to see. But we want to get an explanation of the story. Why? There's still ones that are explained fully, but at least the main ones are being told and given a specific reason. So that's what I like that right now. Tony Khan mentioned before, prior to the media scrum, the post-media scrum, he mentioned that it's now really a very close group that he has that is working this team. Nobody's giving their 5 cents, their 2 cents, none of that. He's really more, it's his creative team now. And I'm happy that Tony Khan has really developed that and has learned how to go really, really far with that. So, man, I am excited for it. And Chris to see. Oh, yeah. I'm going to get into that topic, Chris. That's for sure. Oh, yeah, Stephen, definitely. Great Double or Nothing. Oh, PC, BJK, what is going on, my brother? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yes, we will get into that. I will definitely get into that. Yes, somebody clearly is. Logan, I'm going to save all that topic because I do have a topic that I do want to digress about that. But, man, Double or Nothing, though, was amazing. I was just really happy, to see that. And I'm just really, what can I say? Double or Nothing was great. It was amazing. Match of the year for sure. It has to be the Anarchy of the Arena. I'm just excited to see where this is going to go. How really the stories that we saw in Dynamite, that we saw with, Will Ospreay. We got to get, man, Will Ospreay. That man can cut a promo. I hope people are taking notes. They better be fucking taking it. Like, what? Let me take my notes. Let me write it down. To get let me see how. Because this man, in the beginning of him and Hangman, when they first interacted promos, And the promo that he did this past Dynamite with Swerve and Hangman, amazing. Love it. And that's the build that we needed to have. And I'm awesome that it's just awesome to see that. And this is storytelling, Tony Khan, and you're doing it. I'm proud of you, son. I'm proud of you. I am really, really proud of you on that. But man, just that story there, from going from that Anarchy Arena to now we're heading into All In. We're really gonna have to see how this is gonna turn out to be. So I'm really fucking stoked, really excited to see. And with Kenny Omega to see who's gonna be in that Fatal 4-Way. So far we got Brody King, who's not gonna be a part of that. Shout out to Brody King, finally get a great upset against Josh Alexander, great Dynamite, and seeing the debut of Tekla, amazing. I'm so happy that she is here. People that are not familiar with Tekla, she's formerly tag team partners of, Julia, and there's go back and research your Stardom, because man, that woman is amazing, and she is gonna bring a lot to the table to that product. Now that she made her debut, attacking Jamie Hayter when they were interrupting Jamie Hayter while she was getting her interview. The other one, the interview of the night that is finally happening, that is working now specifically, will be Mercedes and Timeless Tony Storm. I am excited for that matchup. Yes, what's going on, Rusty? How are you? That's right. Happy Thursday. What's going on? Interested in the direction of Hook. I know. That's where I want to see where's that going to go with too. See, there's stories there that has us intrigued. The ace of podcasting. That's right. Dylan, what is going on? World Elite. Shout out to Dylan, of course, and Jordan from World Elite Podcast. Check him out every Monday, folks, or every Friday. And he's also part of the Game Breaker Sports. So make sure you guys subscribe and follow World Elite Podcast, providing a great shit. I love it. It's a great pickup. Absolutely, Stephen. There's a great pickup for Tony Khan picking up Tekla. And I'm excited to see what's the feature for her as well. Really, really excited. It's confirmed. We don't know yet. I don't know. They're saying that there is, but we still do not know if it's a development. Until they announce fully, then yes, then we'll see. But I just still can. I'm not confirmed yet. I'd rather wait to know to see if she got signed or not. But I don't think she has been. I think we're gonna have to wait to see it. Maybe we might get an answer by Evolution. Who knows? We're gonna have to wait on that. But the one I was speaking about, the Timeless Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné, this is where it's going to help Moné to develop her promos along with Timeless Tony Storm. Because the promo that they had face-to-face yesterday on Dynamite, that's how you do a promo. And that's a promo that really got us now, the fans, intrigued. And this is where they got the opportunity to build this story. They got literally a whole month to build this story, how as it's going to develop, and have us to be anticipated for that matchup. We still don't know if it's going to be the main event or not, or co-main event, but most likely it could be the co-main event. Even though I would love for it to be the main event, because it's going to tell a hell of a great story between Moné and Timeless. And I hope that Moné, like I said, I'm not disrespecting her in-ring, her performance, her character. I get it. It gets boring. And I'm being real honest. It gets boring. It goes, because the reason why it affects that, because of her promos. This is the first time we see her have a counter promo like this with anybody. With the other promos, the other stories that she had, we really haven't seen that. It's just been very basic. Oh, I'm money. I'm Boston or Atlanta or anywhere she's at. That's it. Just money, because I'm money. Basic, simple, very flat promos. Here, she could really introduce more to the promos that she could do along with Timeless Tony Storm. And she could possibly maybe take notes. And like I said, I'm not disrespecting her. But then again, here, we are now fans can see what she's able to bring to the table when it comes to promos. And it's not of the in-ring ability. It's really more the promos where she could do for us to be like, oh, yeah, let's go. It's going to be fucking good shit. That's what we want to see. And I hope that this will help Moné to develop more and improve her promos that she does, because the other prior ones, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, Give me a promo where it was a great promo she had with other stars that she feuded with. I have not seen none. And this is where I got to see if it is going to develop or not. But we don't know. We're going to have to wait and see, but I'm excited for it. And, man, it's just so stoked. And let me go back here. My nephew, KPG, what's going on? That's right. No, you're handsome. You're a handsome SOB. I don't believe in the dirt sheets. I don't, because it's not confirmed. It's been said for the last 24 hours, and I don't believe that. I want to see Tekla, Julia, Sky Blue as a trio. I love that, Chris. I am so with you on that. That's a great idea. The WWE stars doing intergender matches by putting Io Sky versus Eli Dragon in the ring, no doubt. That would be a factor. You're absolutely right, Chris. Hell yeah, we can. Can we had Monet and Hayter again at this time for TBS title? This is where I want to say that, Brandon. Well, we're gonna get into the next topic, but man, this is where basically, Double Nothing really could be the pay-per-view of the year for this 2025. And because everything was really on point. A lot of injuries, of course, occurred with the Young Bucks. And I know Omega kind of felt a little bit as well. A little bit sores here and there. But I'm glad everybody's okay. And we're just going to have to wait to see. The Hangman story, definitely for sure. This is what we needed. And this is the way how Ospreay is telling that story. Because this was plan B. Since Mr. Torby decided to go to Mount Everest and I respect him. I'm not hating that he did that, but he chose Mount Everest instead of getting a world championship matchup, which it should have been him at all because it should have been in the first place. Defending AEW, being one of the first signees along with Hangman to defend the product against the Death Riders. But that story should have been dark. But this will fit perfectly for Hangman. Not because they're in Texas, not because of the gimmick that he's playing. We know he's from Virginia. He's not from Texas. But the way how the story has been told on this, it gives it a hype and intense for us to be like, Hangman needs to win this. He's representing AEW. For Will Ospreay to say what he said, they started believing us. That's exactly what it needed for this fucking story. And this is gonna help. And hopefully they have a whole month as well to really push that story. And I hope it really develops and it gives it the opportunity to give us audiences that are in attendance, that are watching, to be hyped, to be anticipated, to tune in and to watch all in. Either see Hangman defeat Johnny Moxley or we get another the expected outcome of it. But we hope that he does win it. He's the only man left to defend AEW. Remember, keep in mind, Hangman was the first one against Chris Jericho, his first Double or Nothing, or to crown the first ever World Heavyweight Champion for AEW. So now this is really the opportunity for Hangman to get that opportunity and develop that story. I'm frustrated, I'm angry, and there you go, and take it all the way. They have a whole month to build this story. So Tony Khan, don't drop the ball on this story. Whoever's helping you on this story, with these four especially, it's gonna be a fucking banger. And we can see Will Ospreay and Swerve, maybe down the line they face the Young Bucks. Since Young Bucks is on Death Rider's side, this is where they could take that opportunity and have Swerve and Will Ospreay against the elite. We have Kenny Omega and Okada add all in. This is where they can tell these stories and really develop them really gratefully. They have the opportunity again, a whole month to build this story. That is most definitely it. So let's see. I'm just getting in the chat. Monet voices like Alicia Edwards on the chalkboard. 44 days to see exactly, Stephen. That's what I'm saying. 44 days to build up a story to get through this. Dean Douglas, Rusty Nails chalkboard. There we go. I watched Double or Nothing 2019. The first one was the best overall. 2025. Of course. We could say definitely you're not wrong there, Brandon. Hate to say this, but Hangman is losing. They're waiting for Darby. Let's just hope they don't. Because if they really delayed and really push it more, it's too obvious. it's going to be too obvious. And you don't want that obvious. That is the thing. You want something unexpected. That's what you want. You don't want an unexpected story that, oh, you're saving this. Okay, Hangman loses. He gets jumped. Darby makes a save. Now you're going to tell me he is the last resort? That should have been done a long time ago. Tony Khan should have learned his lesson when he did that the same with MJF and Adam Cole with their storyline. And you cannot be delaying it and more pushing it more further. It's going to hurt really the product, and that story's going to be flat. And, it's already there where it needs to be at right now with Moxley, not showing the belt, not showing up with the belt, showing him his face, showing him with a briefcase. People are like, they're already getting tired of it. And I get that's the agenda that Moxley kind of wanted to have for us audiences to get invested that way. But there has to be a hero in the last resort. If it wasn't Darby, has to be Hangman. So he is the only one who really is the last resort to do this. And I hope he does. I hope it is not Darby that they wait for. Because if they wait for Darby, that story's going to fall too flat, and it's not going to be the same. It's just not going to be the same feeling, my opinion. I mean, if you guys feel the same, you guys are entitled for your opinions. All out, Toronto, Darby getting the title, unfortunately. We'll see. Exactly, Bruce. Oh, we're just going to have to wait and see, guys. That is for sure. And all right. So that's the first topic I wanted to get out of the way. Now, the second topic that I want to get at, that I'm curious to hear you guys in the chat, comment and let us know, because I am curious to know your thoughts about this, because we are fans here. And this is where my topic on this one, it's really what the fuck is going on. And that is, no pun intended, we are getting a collision battle, the battle of the pay-per-views. Pay-per-view battles we're getting. As we all know, we got the, Double Nothing and NXT Battleground pay-per-view head-to-head. And now we're getting another one. As we are getting now, TKO looks like Emmanuel. He's making all these decisions. I don't know what the fuck he's coming up with these ideas to, bring back the head-to-head battle. You heard Tony Khan mention on the post-scrum that, it's like, it's a Jimmy Crockett, promotion, but that was back then. This is now. This is different. Absolutely is different. It's a whole different generation, different era. So, I mean, man, it's just, we're going to have to wait to see how this is going to determine. Let's let the Hangman win and pass it on Darby. Maybe so, Brandon. We can see. Oh, shout out to my boy Henry. Oh, WWE. Shout out to the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, folks. Make sure you subscribe and follow that man. Provides you also good shit. Awesome, good stuff that I love what Henry does. Much love, hermano, papi. And that's right. There you go. He's a WWE has been petty. That's where I'm at right now. I'm going to save myself for that, Henry. Sorry, Brando, but it ain't happening like that. I mean, we don't know. WWE Evolution versus a Beyonce concert. Beyonce concert. What is going on, hermano? But this is where, again, they're doing a battle here. So we have, NXT Great American Bash happening on that Saturday afternoon, going to head-to-head versus All In. Later on that evening, you have Saturday Night Main Event. You have Sunday, the following next day, the Women's Evolution 2. But prior to that, what you're having from Tony Khan, he moved Ring of Honor on Friday that day on the 11th. The same night for SmackDown. So it looks like we are getting a competition battle here, folks, of pay-per-view to pay-per-view. I want to know everybody in the chat, comment, I'll read them out for, of course. Is this a good thing that reminiscing back, bringing back the battle, the Monday Night Wars, you could want to call it, but it's not more, it's more, war pay-per-view wars here. Basically having two pay-per-views going at it at the same time. Why is TKO Emmanuel is making this decision? What is the purpose for him to try to compete alongside with, against Tony Khan and AEW and Ring of Honor? What is the necessary point to really have the fans to tune in one channel to another, both at the same time? Oh, I don't want to see this, I want to see that. What is the agenda of this one? Because it feels like he wants to do what we see in other sports. For instance, we see it's like how Dana White, way back then, how he would try to, he would compete. Either way, he will compete against Bellator at the time before it was purchased, or when Dana White was competing against boxing. But keep in mind, in boxing, it has its ups and downs. It's a roller coaster, depending on who is main eventing. Sometimes they could be separate hours. One could start before, then one was right after. Usually, you'll be at the same time at times. It all depending of, even though it's different products. Keep in mind, because you have, obviously the same sport, but different kind of product, if you know what I mean by that. And why relive this moment and why do it? There is no. For me, my opinion, there's no reason for it to do it. There's no reason for this competition. You already threw. I know Tony. We could say years ago, Tony Khan started this, battle of competing. When it was back then, it was NXT and Dynamite competing at the same time. Then they moved dates. Then we got a battle to battle. We see that on regular weekly TV shows, which is fine and all. That's fine because that's actually different. And we're already heading to that era that basically applications are taking over pretty much the shows. Television network and cable network is slowly deteriorating and disappearing away by itself. And now we're going to be having Netflix, HBO Max. We're going to have Amazon Prime that is taking over that era of watching television shows that we normally watch locally or cable networking. And now we're going to see them that, which the product seems like it's heading in that direction. But here in this case, this is like we're having against pay-per-view battles. Is it necessary? Is it really necessity? I feel this is even though, keep in mind, IWC is listening, and the fans are listening. This is something already that has been already added because of dirt sheets, because of them saying, "Oh, this product is better than this product." Enjoy fucking professional wrestling. Enjoy it. If you don't like it, pass it on. That's it. Don't shake. Let somebody else enjoy it. Tribalism is more added to this situation. There's no reason for that. We're pro wrestling fans. We like professional wrestling. It's our serenity. It's for us to get away from reality at times. Just enjoy, sit down, watch the sports entertainment. Yes, it's predetermined. We get that, but it's still a sport because do that in the ring, believe me, you will not handle it. You can ask myself, ask Lauren in the chat. She will tell you, and I will tell you. That is, hey, it's not fake. So, the fuck off of her calls it fake because, it's predetermined, but that word should fuck off. So, in case, just let you know, I'll tell you again, and I'll let more Cody Rhodes say.
Go fuck yourself.
Pretty much it. But in this case, it's more adding tribalism for it. Yes, you want competition, Emmanuel, but there's no fucking need of it. And the worst part of the situation, knowing that our economy is not the greatest at this moment in time, and yet you're putting prices that are people can pretty fucking afford it. And we gotta figure this out. There has to be a balance of it. I know you gotta make your money. I know pro wrestling, the products, they gotta make their money. But this is, again, you want the audiences to get invested, to buy a pay-per-view, to check it out. You want your investors to invest on you. Netflix paid this much money, might as well have them do that, for them to bring along the pay-per-views, even though you still have a Peacock. But that's something else that they can add on their product as well. As this is something that is tribalism, that it should not be it's not needed for two pay-per-views in one night to happen. You can keep that on a weekly basis shows, but when you're competing here for a pay-per-view just to get the time slot at the same time, it makes no fucking sense to me. That I just feel that way. I don't. So let me read the chat over here to see you guys are feeling about it. So let me go with Rusty first. The question. Don't WWE plan out dates for the pay-per-views ahead of time or what? When it comes to that, Rusty, looks like they changed the plans because Tony Khan already planned this. He scheduled his dates for All In. He already had that set up and Double or Nothing. This is before the other events that were announced. They already announced the pay-per-views, but they didn't specify the dates. So this is something that Emmanuel, I feel, even though he says, "So I don't get involved in this shit," you're bullshit, Emmanuel, because you're getting fucking involved in this shit, and this is fucking shit up. I want to do that. If you're going to do this time slot, do it before. Do it and stop moving fucking shit around. This is where how Rusty's saying it's like normally Rusty they do, but it looks like changes were done, and it really affects not only the audiences, but it affects the product. They think, oh yeah, well we don't care, we're getting paid out, but there's no necessity of a competition of pay-per-views. There isn't. There isn't for what? Let people enjoy professional wrestling. It's very simple. So see, and Henry's saying Saturday night main event is Saturday at Raw. Yeah, absolutely. And see, as long as Tony Khan focuses on his product and don't pay mind to TKO, they are good. Nick Khan is trying to get Tony Khan crash out and say something dumb and may look AEW silly. I agree with you. You're not wrong there, Henry. I absolutely agree with you. And Brandon's saying LeBron James, that's two different fan bases. Wrestling has its own fan base. Beyonce has her own fan base, so there's no competition. Okay. See, they're trying to take half of the AEW fan base. Okay, very true. So there's fans that can't afford $50 in order pay-per-view. Peacock watching plus $10 a month, not necessary for WWE to do this. Ridiculous. There you go. I agree. See, this is why WWE is doing more two-night PLEs by interfering with AEW. And that's how we all feel. You see, this is what I'm speaking about. And this is where it's not needed for that. There's a lot of valid points here that, my family here in the chat are saying. It's agreeable. But is it really needed, though? It's not needed. And that's why I mentioned why the economy, the economic, society here in North America, not speaking, maybe as well internationally, but it's who could afford it, who cannot. And it makes it difficult for it. And that's in competing at the same time. It's really, there's no need for it. It's understanding what you could do with NFL when it comes to NFL. Of course, baseball the same, NBA the same, but that's a different sport though. That's different thing. That's a sport fan bases right there. How Brandon was saying, like everybody has their own fan base. I get that. I get what you're saying, Brandon. There should be no competition, but here it is competition because you're competing at the same time. And this is where, if we could say, let's say if New Japan, Noah, and everybody else will come here to the United States, North America here, and be a competition here at a custom basis, like how doing their own Raw and SmackDown, doing their own Dynamite Collision against AEW and WWE, then that's competition. That's competition. That is called competition because and that's at the same time, then that's competition and a fan base because pro wrestling is a sport with all different teams. You get what I'm saying? That's where here in this case, here in North America that we have two major products. Not disrespecting the other products like TNA, and not disrespecting Ring of Honor or any other products that we have here, independent circuit. None of that. It's just you have two major marketing products that should not be competing with each other, adding more tribalism that's already been added around the community. It's just, I get it. It's a 50-50. For me, my opinion, I don't, it's not needed. Just enjoy professional wrestling. If it's not a cup of tea, let someone else drink it. But it shouldn't be at the same time. It shouldn't be. It should be different time, not at the same time. Different day, not at the same day. Maybe occasionally, I get it. But consistently, it shouldn't be. That's just my opinion, how I feel about it. So that's where I'm at with it. So let's see, and go back here to the chat. So Stephen's saying here that no one thing, AEW tickets are a whole lot cheaper. Absolutely, it is a lot more cheaper. Agreed. Thank you. Man. WWE is a partnership with Miracle and no, and WWE is a partnership with Stardom and New Japan. Right, Logan. However, do we see it consistently though? We don't. We don't see it on a consistent basis here in North America. It's different when it's out there internationally. I'm speaking more of what happened here in North America. And that's why, yes, there's competition when it comes to that around the world internationally. But when it comes to here in North America, is what I'm speaking of, is where it affects the people. keep in mind, we're in a current era right now that are economically, people can't afford it. People sometimes can't afford buying a purchase ticket. Like how Steven said, AEW makes the tickets more valuable than, unfortunately, WWE, because their ticket for Money in the Bank nosebleeds is about $300. Why is that? Wow, and Double or Nothing was about maybe like 100, half of that, less than that. How's that so? So it's because they're confident that they're able to pack the show. On the other hand, WWE, they're confident too, but the price is where it hurts. So I just hope this type of competition really kind of ends, and this should not be a consistent thing, because I feel that if it affects us, the fans here in North America that are in attendance and that buys the pay-per-views as well, and also in internationally as well, that purchase it on pay-per-views. Like it was, like now we have Triller with the situation here in North America. Triller's no longer showing AEW, only internationally, not here in North America. Now pay-per-view.com took over more of that, and Amazon Prime. It's $50. It's a lot. It does affect people. There's a lot of things that we got to see how this is going to turn out to be, and I hope Emmanuel really looks at that and really focuses on, hey, you know what? I know you want your stock market to go up high. You want your product to go high, what you invested of money-wise. I get it, but you got to be at the same time considerate of the audiences that are paying those tickets. Especially if you want to book WrestleMania and make it, we should make WrestleMania in Vegas moving forward. I wouldn't do that if I were you. You want fans to enjoy and attend wherever you go. And that's where you're going to hurt the product just to be in one base. No, this is not UFC. Different sport. It should be its own self. That's where it should be. And it should be traveling around the world, not only just here in North America, but internationally, WrestleMania. Shouldn't be in one stadium only every year. So, I mean, it's you're going to have to see how that comes, come on, Knicks. All right. Yes, Knicks are ahead. 56. Oh, good. Yeah, let's go Knicks. Let's say they can push it. Yeah, Mike Santana just called out Trick on Impact. Perfect. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So let me go ahead and move on to the next here, folks. So let's talk about how WWE would have happened. What happened on Saturday Night Main Event? What happened on Monday Night Raw? And what are we expecting to get on SmackDown? So this is what we have here. Saturday Night Main Event, we did see the return of Cody Rhodes. He made his return. Everybody's like, of course, he's, notorious one, got excited. Going Nettie, baby. And so we saw that from him. And, man, it was really great to see that. And now we're seeing more and Bronson Reed joining alongside with Seth Rollins. So I'm like, wow, okay. That was unexpected. This is, keep in mind, you hurt Rollins and you put him out for a while. He came back and there you go. I mean, I just don't understand. But the one thing that the stories are developing really tremendously, and sometimes it questions it too of what direction we're going to. Because these are new directions why is this episode called a new direction? Because there's a lot of directions where they go, we don't know where they're going to. So in this case, I'll start off, with Cody Rhodes and John Cena. Cody Rhodes, now it was the right moment for him to come back. Instead of waiting for SummerSlam to build it up weeks before, this is the perfect time to build it. Him now that he's going to be teaming up, with Jey Uso versus Logan Paul versus John Cena at Money in the Bank. This is where the beginning of the story could tell. This is where we got to see reviving the chaser of Cody Rhodes, continuing his story. I need to continue my story, but you stop my story. I need to get that back and continue my story. And let's see where it develops. But I don't know if people have noticing as of late. Cena, it's lacking confidence of his heel persona. It's not really giving us what we wanted to see, the hype from him. Besides punking, R-Truth, what he did to R-Truth, gonna hit him with the belt, didn't want to hit him, and he, low blowed him, got his win. But it's not, and then attacking Jey Uso, it's not giving that heel Cena, because he's been faced for so long time, so much. We're used to that Cena. It's not really giving us that static Like, wow, oh my God, no, it's not really that. And I hope that with the return of Cody Rhodes, kind of helps that a little bit. And this is where I'm pissed the fuck out why I wanted to write out. Where the fuck are you, Dwayne fucking Johnson? You want to be over here putting your input on this fucking bullshit story, and now you're nowhere to fucking be up here. You just, and I hope I see you on next Saturday. I hope you're there. I hope you're in attendance with fucking Travis Scott and be there to support your fucking. Oh my God, you're the one who sold his soul to you. You should be there. Where the fuck not there? That's the problem that I feel that Cena has not been given a build since becoming a heel. He's by himself. And his promos are soft as fuck. It's not giving the, oh my God, just that one time that he said whenever, of course, internationally on a Raw. That's it. But there hasn't really been like, oh, nah. It feels too predetermined that it was just given. Oh, yeah, just go ahead and give him the damn belt. Let him be Ric Flair's record. Here, you can fucking have it. Whatever, guys, just go ahead. What the fuck? Where's the build of this shit? Where's the built hype for us to fucking hate Cena? You know, the fans. Not, you know what I mean? Like, hate, like, oh, bullshit, Cena. There isn't. I'm sorry. I love you, Cena. I respect what you do in the ring, and I respect what you have done for the, for the product. But your story as a heel, you being by yourself, being quiet, not saying much, is
Boring.
It's fucking boring. It's fucking boring. There's nothing. And now with the return of Cody Rhodes, I hope that it helps develop that story and really helps you develop your character. I get it. You want to be your own type of heel character style. You don't have to say much. You don't do much. Yes, you're the ego. I'm the last man here. This is my last run. This is the last WWE Undisputed Champion. I get all that. But it's flat. There isn't nothing. Now with the addition with Logan Paul, in addition with this tag match, okay, I get where they're going. But the one addition that I'm glad that they added is Travis Scott. I'm glad they didn't add his ass in this shit. That's one thing. Another thing that Emmanuel needs to stop trying to be a repetitive type of thing. Adding that should not be added at all. Logan Paul's an exception because he actually trained and he actually, worked his ass off to get to the product and actually performed very well. So I'm not including Logan Paul in this situation. It's really more like a Travis Scott or, let's just say, other celebrities that want to come and try to, test the ring. No, there's no fucking need of that shit. There isn't. Yes, they can make appearance. Hi, how are you? Yeah, hi, bye. All right, go sit your ass down in attendance and just enjoy wrestling. Let the real people do it. Because it's just like, no, there's no fucking need of it. And so I just hope that this really helps the story and develops it more and helps John Cena title run to be like more hype and more heelish for him to do. And I hope he goes further. Really go to the extent of him showing up to Cody Rhodes' home, really giving his daughter here, like, here's my shirt, here's everything. I'm your hero. Like, really push it to that personal. And for us, the fans, to be like, oh, he went that far. That's what we want to see from Cena. We haven't seen that. It's just been flat. There hasn't been a wow, got me a hype. There hasn't. Just, okay, Archer is the one who idolizes you. You beat him. Okay, what a big fucking deal. No disrespect, Archers, but it's just fucking flat. There isn't anything at all there. Oh, man. See, my Steffelander boy man Warner's lucky. I know he is. And then, now, moving on with Bronson Reed and Seth. Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman. Now, you guys heard the audiences that were chanting OTC. They were chanting Roman on Raw. Now, this is where it gets interesting of where we're going to go with the story and how far we're going to go with the story. The biggest question I have for all of you guys in the chat that are, watching and listening, and I want to hear your thoughts of this. And, the question was asked to me as well. Is this beneficial? Is this a good move or a bad move that Bronson Reed was added to the story, that was added to this group? And does he need to be added to this group? Does it make sense to it? Should they add an additional one, or just being all these four, these four individuals? My answer to that, and my opinion for that, I'm glad that he was added to it. He needed this. And this with Braun Breaker, and it's going to help them tremendously, because Paul Heyman, we got to give him what credit's due. I feel that Paul Heyman could speak for these two athletes. I'm not saying they don't know how to speak on mic. Braun Breaker, we've seen what he could do. Bronson, not much of the mic that he could do, but he has great mic skills and ability. But having Heyman to speak for them, Rollins, that's another thing right there that I debate about and I rant about. What is the reason that you have Paul Heyman there if you're going to do more of the speaking, Seth? I get it that you don't need a speaker. I get it. But there's a reason why you added Paul Heyman. You want him to be the hype one, the hype man to push it. That's what you wanted to do. Just let him, smother it up and get it hot going, and then add your finish. But Heyman could definitely be a great help for Bronson Reed and for Braun Breaker as their wise men, as their advocates, them as an individuals, stars going for mid-card titles, or them as a tag team, whatever they want to do. I think a great addition to see that. And I'm excited to see how that story is going to develop. Seth Rollins, on the other hand, I think we're seeing it happening. And I know, Lauren, I'm not jinxing it. I just hope it doesn't happen. My concern of this story is a major concern. Yes, unfortunately, I have a feeling Seth Rollins will become the World Heavyweight Champion and defeat Jey Uso at SummerSlam. As much as I don't want it to happen, I don't want it to happen either. I don't. I really do not want that to happen. Fuck! I know. But people like it or not, this man has really been the team player here for the product for a long time, and hasn't really gotten the opportunity, especially now that he's a heel, really push it and take the belt to another level. Believe me, I want Jey Uso to keep up. I don't want him to lose the belt. This is something that has got us like, shit, what the fuck is going on? And so this is maybe when we could have seen that, and going here to chat, this is the next match could be father, daughter, Santino, or okay. Hell yeah, I need to go back and see Impact for sure. I mean, that's for sure. Let's see. Don't jinx it, OPC. I know, Lauren. I'm not jinxing it. I wouldn't be surprised if WWE, Miracle, Noah team up in the massive show next year, especially go against New Japan and AEW, biggest Wrestle Kingdom. You never know. We don't know, Logan. Time will tell what they're going to open. But, I mean, this is where it looks like it's heading that direction. The one thing that I do not want, and I know Lauren doesn't want me to say it, but I'm going to have to say it. Please, Papa H, please do not make Seth Rollins lose this belt to the man above Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman. No, we don't need another run of that. We don't need to see another of that. He doesn't need the belt. He does not need the belt. Roman Reigns does not need the belt. He doesn't. There's no need for him. There's no necessity of it. He doesn't need it. Let Seth Rollins run with this one. Let Seth Rollins run wild with this one. Have Roman and Braun Breaker feud. Have them feud. I think they're going to have a great feud between each other. Let them deal with that. I would not put Roman at all, not even in the tip of the iceberg, close to that any world championship. Any of them. It does not need it. It's not needed. And I'm hoping that he is not in Money in the Bank. That's another thing that I'm knocking wood right now. I hope he's, because there's one person I do in the scenarios for Money in the Bank, there's two people here that we might see. That one is CM Punk. He might get back into that title chase. Well, it'll be the first time, actually, because he hasn't really gotten one since he made his return to WWE. The other one who hasn't really was close, but this could be an opportunity, and we might see it in the following Mania. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn could be the guy that could win next year's Royal Rumble and be the push to become like the next Jey Uso of getting his Mania moment. He's always been the middleman. He's always been the guy that, but wait, guys, come on, let's get along. Wait, it's going. He's always been that, but never, ever had to taste or even become a one-time or a former time, two-time champion. Never in the main roster. NXT, yes, he did mid-card titles, but never never the main championship. And that's something I would like to see from Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn deserves to get that push. And what better way who could help him get that push than the OTC himself? He could just tell him, you know what, I'll push you, pal. Don't worry, you got this. Uso could, all the Usos could do the same thing and push for him to win that championship belt. You never know. We might get that. I hope we do. But it all depends. It all depends how the story develops. Because remember, Sami was the first one to be asked by Seth Rollins, you want to come join my group? Want to come over here? He said no. So, I mean, could be the beginning of the chase for Sami Zayn. And hopefully he does get it. I hope he does. I will not sleep on Sami Zayn, ladies and gentlemen. And Papa H, do not sleep on him. Give him that push. Give him that push that he deserves. And I hope he does get it to the Royal Rumble. I hope he does. But we're going to have to wait to see. That is for sure. But, I mean, that's pretty much just my topic for this one. Now it is time to fucking rant. All right. Here we go. It is that time. Let me get myself ready here, folks.
Shit's about to hit the fan.
It is about to hit the fan. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what we saw, let's say it's Thursday, right? We saw it 48 hours ago. A major change happened in the world of professional wrestling. We had an unexpected, shocking upset. We had, Ricky Saints losing the NXT North American Championship to Ethan Page. But the one that obviously is the most talked about, and that is Stephanie Valkyrie losing the NXT Women's Championship to Jacy Jayne. Yes, I know people are.
What kind of shit is that? The fuck?
Oh yeah, looking at just. I know. I wish I was there with him, but you know what? I was just like, "What the fuck just happened? How is this happening?" But hey, it happens, and this is where I'm really gonna, really gonna kind of open up here my digression. So, I mean, I'm just gonna really digress about this. And okay. Let me save myself for this one because I need to, So, now the rumor in your windows, folks. Now, we already had two women that were called up. That was Roxanne Perez and Julia. Now, rumor in your windows, folks. Okay, keep in mind, I'm not fucking. We're here in the network. We're not fucking piece of shit. Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez, Sean Rossap, Wade Keller. I'm none of those guys. None of them. No, we are professional wrestling analysts that analyze the situation, analyze the stories, and give our takes of it. That's what we do here. So now, in regards for Stephanie and Jordan to be called up, it's happening, folks. People are questioning, and the IWC questioning, why is this call-up doing it now? Why is it being pushed very soon? Is there making a mistake? Is this a bad or a good move? For these 4 women, besides I know Roxanne that was been there for quite some time, but really mainly the 3 women that were just recently signed and obviously getting pushed to the main roster. Julia is one of them. You know, Jordan Grace is la primera, Stephanie Valkyrie. And let's see, shout out to you, Sal. Mike Rome was frozen for a second, but we had to be reminded to call it. I know, exactly. Mr. Stone playing games. I see the Crawford. Oh, man. Special referee. If Santino loses, he's banned from appearing in the ringside for the match. Oh, man. I definitely got to see it. Oh, man. But shout out to you, Sal. Appreciate you for tuning in. And Lauren saying, I don't still understand it either. Well, okay. And I'm going to break this down for you guys kind of in detail. You got to hear my digression, my concern. So, remember, when you're the product that go pretty much a lot of the talents in the main roster in NXT, they cut Costas, of course, because of what they signed for. They signed these 3, you know, of course, also including the signing of Zarya and, you know, signing Ricky Saint. They sign all these athletes to don't know how much amount of, you know, amount of their contract is. And it's not our business here to know, which is that's their business. And congratulations to them. We have to look at it in a marketing way. When you're putting a big investment on an individual, then you're going to want them to be right away to come to the main roster. And, hey, I invested on you. I want you to go ahead and put it out there. I get the marketing that, okay? So bear with me for a minute because I'm breaking everything down for you guys. That's what I get that. So, and congratulations to them for getting, you know, I know Stephanie Valkyrie was her dream come true. Jordan Grace as well, Julia as well, and they came here to WWE. You know, Julia didn't really matter where she was going to be put at. The same likewise for Stephanie, even though she said at first the main roster, but then she called back, said I want to be in NXT. Same with Jordan Grace, was debating the main roster, but then NXT. So of course, they put them in NXT first to get them to get used to the system, as what they want to call it, quote on that, of how WWE does their styles. When it comes to promos, when it comes to storytelling, when it comes to, you know, they're pushing the charisma. Keep in mind, these 3 ladies already have that. The credentials explains it all there. There's no more need to be added for what those 3 women have done. And the same goes for Roxanne. You know, it goes the same for her. The same with Zarya. The same with everybody with Ricky Saints. But of course, this is the system, you know, no pun intended, but to the WWE of how they're going to do it, how they kind of do things. This is how we're going to do promos. But that should be breaking those barriers away already, because we're in a new era that is different. It's not the same what it was back then. This is a whole different, complete new generation, new era when it comes to storytelling, promos. Everything has developed and has really changed and elevated. So, you know, evolutionized differently. So this is something that I would consider Papa H and Hickenbottom to look at. I understand that you want to give these women, okay, you give them the belt, got a taste of it, got a taste of the main, you know, got a taste of the main roster rumble, you came here to NXT. And remember, just to break down to you guys all, NXT women roster is 20 of them. You lost already 2, now down to 18. The main roster. On the main roster, you have 16 of each side on Raw and SmackDown. You got 2 of them going, and the 16, it's already including Julia and Roxanne, just so that you guys know that. It's already included them on their where they are specifically. So 16 women on Raw, 16 women on SmackDown currently at this moment. You have 2 right here. These women were going to be added to the roster. Romeo Window, Jordan Grace going to SmackDown, and Stephanie Valkyrie going to Raw. We don't know when. Remember, we're going to have the draft coming up soon. It's going to be called up. Hopefully, it'll be done after Money in the Bank, where the draft will be taking place. Hopefully, we'll get an answer and details of why. And that could be the case when it comes to the actual draft because of that nature. Now, Man. But oh man, thanks for the shout out, bro. How yeah, we were shocked, like it or not. Made for sports entertainment. I wasn't happy, but I can't remember the last time NXT shocked me like that. I know, and that's what I love about professional wrestling. Unexpected events happen. Always expect the unexpected, ladies and gentlemen. That's the reason why we like to see pro wrestling, and I love that. And, you know, like yeah, it was a shocker. It shocked me, but it made sense at the end, towards the end. So as I was breaking down, so you have women that you invested on, and you're putting them onto the main roster. But first, you put them to get used to the system, the product. Okay, yeah, even though it's NXT, it's a different brand. It's not the main roster, but you know, NXT should be considered as a third brand. It should not be a developmental, because a lot of people in the IWC is questioning that why. And I, you know, my digression of that is the hot potatoing these titles. They got to stop with that bullshit. It's really giving the title not to be so relevant and less of a value if it's not being held for so long. Yes, you know, Bakir held almost 100 days, not even close to 100 days. You know, but we see the North American title being pushed around back and forth, men's and women's. Hot potatoing. It's like you're destroying the value of the meaning of that belt. It should not be hot potatoing at all. I get it that you want to do it to give us the unexpected in NXT. I get that, but there should be a certain level where, like how you have Oba Femi right now currently holding the belt. There should be a level where they can hold it for quite some time. I'm not saying a whole year, but I'm saying, hey, maybe 4 to 6 months. Let's see where it goes while you're developing the next chaser to get for that belt. Not just hot potatoing one potato, but here, hot potato. What the fuck? You're destroying the relevancy, and you're destroying, you know, the meaning of a championship belt. You're destroying it. It's like, oh, it's just only a hot potato belt. It doesn't mean shit. And it underuses. This is no. So with Stephanie and Jordan being called up, we know is of course what they sign marketing. But my concern here, Papa H, and I'm telling you right now, I was gonna get to that for sure, Steven. But I gotta do this. I just have to. So Papa H, this is for you, right?
That's fucking bullshit.
You're bullshit, Papa H. You're bullshit, Hickenbottom. You guys gotta come down with. I know you signed them for a reason, and you're pushing them for a reason. I get that. I get all of that. I get it. You know, AEW. Let me read Steven's comment here. NXT copying AEW, going to play the hot potato with titles. I know they need to stop that shit. NXT should be their own fucking brand. They're the third brand. There's a reason why you have Evolve. Now that you own now you own fully Evolve, the name, the trademarking. Now you have it as its own developmental. NXT should be its own product, not a developmental anymore. Yes, it's a developmental, as in okay, let's get used to it here. All right, you know, kind of like, you know, for an example, you have, you know, like the NBA, you know how they have their own, you know, like there you go, you get the preseason ones, you know, you have those, the summer leagues. You have the same with baseball that does the same thing. You have football when they have XFL, they do it. I get it, I understand that, but it still should be its own brand because it got us the audiences, the fans invested and really put the time to give NXT to be where it's at, not only what they had done for the product, signing and developing these incredible athletes who they found and developed and got them to where they need to be, but also it's the audiences that gets in there too. You know, and that's something that they should really consider. And now, there's the women going to the main roster. This is where I digress because, like I mentioned, you got 16 women on each side on this roster. You have 2 hours, 2 hours and a half, 3 hours, depending what Netflix want to give, whatever you got to want to do on Netflix on Raw. You have now that USA is going to keep Raw for 3 hours. Looks like they're not going for 2 hours no more, how they were going to change it, but looks like they're going to stay with 3 hours. I don't know why. They want to keep it. Let it be. Now take advantage of that 3 hour that they should have been fucking doing. All these women here that you see in front of me, I know I haven't had all of them, and I apologize that I haven't had all of them. Where is their TV time? Where is their storylines? My concern for Jordynne Grace and for Stephanie Bakir is you put them there, and what stories they're going to be giving. Okay, good stories here and there, but then my concern for them, as likewise for that, my concern by far, it's still a concern, even though it's great. Roxanne at least got a story, right? She got a story to live, so we're seeing where's that going. At least she got something. But the one that is barely getting the taste of it is Julia on SmackDown. We got to see where is that going to go with. We don't know where they're going to take her, how far they're going to take her, what are you going to put her in what story. That's where my concern is. But the rest of the women on this roster you have currently active, where are their fucking time? That's what they need. You need to provide them fucking time. And that's what I'm afraid for these 3 other women that are basically being in the main roster, is given their time. And the one thing that is it's fear is giving as well the time more to them than to the others that have been there, that has paid their dues, that has been your veterans there, that has been hungry, has been asking for a fucking time to be on television for 8 to 15 minutes, to 10-minute matchup, to a 15-minute matchup, to a promo storytelling. Where is it? This is where it's lacking for these women on both brands, on Raw and SmackDown. It's lacking. There's a lot of potential that Candice LeRae has. There's a lot of potential that Ivy Lau has. There's a lot of potential that Natalya still has, even though she's our veteran in this product. She's the one leading this group, and she's the one who is really, she's helping everywhere here. But we just haven't much time. We still don't know what we're going to get from Bayley. Where are we going to put her in this situation? Where are we going to put Rhea in this situation? Where are you going to put, like I said, Kai was saying, Misha, B-Fat? Where are you going to put them? I know you're barely adding to them now into this tag team, Piper Niven and Apple Fire. But that's something that, we got to see it. There has to be more time for these women. Scarlett Bordeaux, another one. She knows how to wrestle. Give her a chance to wrestle. You see, look at her in the independent circuit. Look at her Lucha Underground. This woman knows how to wrestle. This woman Scarlett Bordeaux is fantastic in the ring. She could really wrestle. The same, Maxine Dupree. What is it that you can do with her? Besides managers, there has to be something here. There has to be. And my concern is for these women that are being called up, these incredible athletes, these talented women. I'm afraid and I'm concerned colliding, meaning as in them taking their time away from the other talents, and then the time they've been paid at their time. I count their time bullshit. No, I'm talking about television time, Netflix time, USA time, pay-per-view times, Saturday Night Main Event times. If you brought back Saturday Night Main Event for that reason, use it for that advantage. And I hope that all these women here that you see in front of me be used on Evolution. They deserve to have a 3-hour pay-per-view. All these women paid their fucking dues for us, the audiences, to enjoy and support them and cheer for them, to boo them. They deserve to have time on the national platform, not only North America, but internationally around the world. They deserve that. And my concern is that Stephanie Bakir and Jordynne becomes in that mixture. I'm afraid of that. We got 2 additional titles that were added to this women's roster. And what have you done by far? Not much. You already have one story, a repetitive story between Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyrie. Does Lyra needs it? Of course. She got the win. Okay, I get it. It's understanding. But prior to that, there were times, there were competition, there were stories that could be told. I want to be that get that title. And that's where the problem is. The same likewise. Like Vega, I love seeing Vega how, she got the opportunity, won that belt away from, Chelsea Green. Chelsea really, that's a character that and not only just as a character, but as a personality, everything raw. Love that woman. She's very humble, very athletic. Man, she brings it. I love it. I freaking love what she could do with a mid-card title. And Zelina Vega, it's another one that is, okay, you give her the belt, give her the damn push. Give her more, not just the same repetitive against Chelsea Green. Like I said, I'm not disrespecting Chelsea nor Zelina or the women. It's just we got to see more other women competing for these. Give them those stories. Make number one contendership match. Make fatal four-way, triple threat. I don't care. Give them their time to get. You brought 2 titles, Papa H, to the main roster. Yes, we digressed about it. We bitched about it, and you brought it. But what have you done by far? It's 50-50. It's great, not the best, but give them their time. You got 3 hours, especially on SmackDown. You could give the time to these women that they deserve to have. Especially you're going to put now adding Jordynne Grace to SmackDown alongside with Julia. You could tell a story there. You could tell a story. Give us Julia and maybe, hey, Julia and Alexa Bliss. Give us Julia maybe versus, hey, Bianca Belair. Jordynne Grace versus Bianca Belair. Jordynne Grace versus Charlotte. Naomi. Anybody. There has to be stories there. That's what they need. They need time, but they're not given that time. And, Elektra Lopez said it on a comment that she said, I wasn't given an opportunity. That's where it's my concern of these women being called up to the main roster. Is you call them up, and what's next after that? That's my concern. It's for all of them. The same goes for Roxy. The same goes for for Julia. It's my concern of that. And so I just hope that it's something that it's we gotta wait and see. But man, all right. Looks like someone wants to join me here. So all right. But all right, let me go ahead and okay. But man, that's the only major concern that I could really have. There's so many stories you can really build, with that story with Stephanie. I'm happy for them. I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad or sad or anything. I'm just more concerned as a fan. I'm concerned of how they're going to be booked in the main roster, how they're going to be used, in the main roster. But it goes likewise for these women at the same time because they don't get used. They need their time. They need to be given time, and they have not been given that opportunity. Now that you have, like I mentioned, you have all the stacked roster. Now do something with these tag team titles. Do something with these mid-card titles. Give them a fucking story. We want, and that's the one thing, like how, Steven mentioned in the chat earlier. It's, yes, this is why I'm worried too. Exactly. I'm worried too. I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat. Let me go ahead and, let's see. Like, okay, hold on 1 second. See, there you go. It's like how, how here. I just about to comment on NXT to the shit quality rivals with sometimes same maybe arguing and it both feels like exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, let me help me welcome my Papa Chula here. Yeah, baby, because he's here. He doesn't give a fuck. I love this guy. He rocks hard, baby.
Hard. Only am I rock hard. Want me to go to sleep. I'm not tired. I'm fully rested.
Yo. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó?
¿Qué pasó, papi? What is good?
What's good?
Oh,
Where we
man.
at? What are we talking about? What's the topics?
I'm talking right now. I am with the Stephanie and Jordan and the women's roster. That's where I'm at.
On NXT?
About them being called up to the main roster. Jordan Grace going to SmackDown, and Stephanie Bakir going to Raw. Are you happy for them? Is there a concern? And you tell me about like what is it? What are your thoughts? Whether we booked well, but then again, like I was like wrestling earlier, like I broke down the roster. You have 16 women on each brand, 16 on SmackDown, 16 on Raw. You have two titles in each brand, the main card and the mid card title. Where do you put these women? How will you fit these women? You already got one that is already one story. Roxanne with the whole Liv and Judgment Day situation. Mm-hmm. Julia hasn't even gotten a taste yet of where they're going to put her yet. But what about the others? And what about the rest of the women? That's pretty much thoughts, and want to get your thoughts and what's your feeling. Are you concerned? Are you happy? Or you tell me, Papi Chulo. What are you feeling?
I mean, obviously, the more women representation, the better, right? It seems like it's equally divided amongst the brands, right? Raw and SmackDown. Well, the thing is, like, I don't want to be the one to predict if it's going to be good or bad, but like this is a new WWE now, so we don't know like what Triple H is intending to do with the women rosters, but we know that he drafted them for a reason. So hopefully, they can build this division up the way I think it should be, like a little bit more competitive, which is why there's more women on each brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, it'll be more things to do for the women's title, main title on each brand, and it's going to give more feuds and storylines for the mid-card title on the brands too, right? Because like part of the problem was before it was like, you're kind of like teeter-totting between the same 4 for the IC and the same 4 for the women's titles on both sides. So now with more women in addition to that, you got a little bit more people to play with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing that it's going to help with the SmackDown still sticking to 3 hours, so then you get featured more women in there. So for me, I'm on the positive.
You're the positive.
I'm on the positive.
Positivo. Andale de positivo. Okay, you're the positive.
Positivo. Yeah. I want to send a shout out to Streets right there. What's good with you, homie?
Oh, Streets. Let's see. This is why I'm worried too. See, there you go. It's Streets. What's good, Streets? What is good? Oh man. But I mean, that's like
you gotta be positive, right? Like before there was a time where there wasn't enough women. Now we got a lot of women. So I think at the end, like you just have to think about, okay, you just gotta trust within the team. Hopefully they're gonna do right by them. And make sure that the right ones shine and the other ones like kind of like get their time to develop.
But see, that's the thing though. The one thing that I digress about is really the time that they're not given. That's the problem, is that they're not given the time. And because with all these stars that you have on both brands, especially that you have SmackDown that has 3 fucking hours. And instead, not even given time much as promos. I'm speaking for the women itself. They're not given much of that fucking time. Given what they have, they can work with it. Like my digression was like, okay, what the fuck have you done with the mid card on besides the same feud, which is let's Raw? Okay, you have Becky and Lyra. Okay, so you have them again going at it. Okay, we get it that Lyra needs that push. Okay, to hype the belt, there was opportunities prior to that. Why haven't both the other ones that have on that roster? Why not giving her the competition, but explaining stories before Becky came along? They were given the time. And remember, Netflix, they don't give a fuck how much time. They can go over 3 or 4 hours. They don't have a time limit, but they don't do it. That's where, my concern is there. And Street say the women on their own will be a great SmackDown weekly. They are. I know Streets. I know. Wait and see. Give it a month so far. See the direction.
Yeah,
I hope so. I'm just like I said. I'm just more concerned. That's how I'm at.
you know how it is. You know, it's like compared to like Taco Bell, right? They have their menu for 3 months, and they change it again. You know, then they bring back something, and then they change it again. So you know, it's like that. They're gonna see how it goes. They're gonna make sure that these women get their time, and then okay, let's see how it goes. Let's see which ones can really put in the effort, and then they'll change it up again.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. So I mean, that's where I'm at with this, because it's just like, okay, you bring them in, what the fuck they're gonna do with them? Are you gonna give them the time? Because like I know people were bitching like, what the fuck? Why she lost the belt? Blah blah. But I was explaining earlier at the beginning of it. I was saying you gotta look at it at a marketing level. Homeboy spent a lot of money to bring these girls up to get signed. So of course, if you're investing on something, you're really gonna put investment on it. Like, hey, come on, I need you here. I need you right over here. You know, it's just. I understand that. I get that. But like I said, and I get what Streets is saying, and I get you guys were saying. Give it time. Okay, we'll give it time. But there was time given before these before 3 women were ever signed. What about the rest of the women? Because from there is going to be a collision, because it's going to be like you're going to take away the time that they were never given. You get what I'm saying? It's like, no, what about the rest? That's where, if that's the case, they better fucking make Evolution 2 a fucking 3-hour show for all of them. Not only just in NXT, but for all the main roster.
Yeah, I mean, and they could do a 3-hour show, 2.5 show. You know, they have the talent to do it. Even if they want to showcase some of the women from Evolve, right?
Yeah, right.
If they want to do that too, you know. Yeah. So there's definitely a lot. They have a lot of ingredients to make this jambalaya.
Exactly. There you go. See, man.
They got a lot of ingredients to mix here.
Oh, man, you're making me hungry, man.
Hey, come on. Listen, it's that time. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine, but man, and now let's see. Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, where do you feel? Now that she's in SmackDown, who would you like for her to start a feud with?
Who's on SmackDown? I'm sorry, who's on SmackDown? Julia. Okay. This is confirmed, right? They're confirmed. They're on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, where would you like to see Julia? Who would you like to see her feud with? Alexa Bliss, Charlotte, Naomi. You want her to feud with Nia Jax, B-Fab, Jade Cargill, Bianca, Candice LeRae, Michin. Who would you want Julia to face off with?
Well, see, it's funny because like, when you said who do you want them to face off with, I automatically I was thinking myself, but I was since I'm not a wrestler,
please sit at my face.
Respectfully. Ooh, this is tough. Because okay, so like I think the one of the reasons that Julia's weakness is like her showmanship. Right, she's I know, I heard you mention this before, Hermanos, that you were talking about how like she doesn't have that cadence, that that presence to get the crowd engagement, right? And that's something I felt like she should have stayed in NXT to develop, but with the right feud with the right person, I feel like she can gain that knowledge with them. So I'm going to say Alexa Bliss.
Ooh.
I'm going to say Alexa Bliss because size-wise, they're kind of the same size-wise, right?
That's true.
And I know that like you could say like Io Shirai and Kairi Sane and Asuka, like height-wise, they're the same, but built, those Io Shirai and Asuka are way bigger. They're way more muscular than Julia. And I'm not talking muscular like, Bianca or Jordan Grace. I'm talking about in terms of like, how we say in our culture.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
So like, and I could see that somebody like Alexa Bliss can help gain her some knowledge in using small things to get her over, looking at the crowd, timing, because Alexa Bliss, like, she's great with timing. Like, even though she may not have like the best moveset or whatever, but in terms of selling and everything else, like timing wise, she could do that. And maybe because the one thing with Julia is that she needs to slow down a bit.
Yeah.
Right. She got a lot of great combinations, but you don't see it because she's moving so fast.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of it's kind of similar to what RVD's problem was. Like, he was way too fast, right?
That's right. That's true.
But once he got the slow down and once he got the engagement with the fans, he was over real fast. And you saw that he had to work with people like Eddie Guerrero, who was similar in his style, right?
That's right.
He had to work with people like Jeff Hardy, who was similar. So same thing with Julia. Got to work with somebody like Alexa Bliss, similar in her like same height and her same range. So I would say Alexa Bliss. And why not? Alexa Bliss definitely could help her out in that comeback also.
Oh, fuck yeah. I love that. I love that. Hell yeah, puppy. Hell yeah, I love that. What about now with Jordan Grace now that she's going to SmackDown? Who would you put her feud against?
Oh man, Jordan Grace. Man, Jordan Grace should just go for the title, dude.
Right away for the title.
Jordan Grace has been ready since she was coming to NXT while still in TNA like last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. She should go straight to the title. Like, she's basically like the same hype level of like AJ Styles when he was like a free agent.
Ooh,
and how they put AJ Styles straight into the World Championship contendership, and there was no issues about it. Like, it's the same thing with Jordan Grace. Like, I don't know if she's trying to. I don't know if they want her to have a catchphrase or shit like that, but like, she doesn't need it. So other than that, yeah, man, Jordan Grace should go straight to the title. Yeah, there you go, Streets. Julia Vega, same thing. Selena Vega. Oh, that could be a great feud as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Because Selena Vega, she has great engagement with the crowd when she's out there.
That's right. That's right. You see, if Triple H isn't using Kyrie or Julia much right now, then what he should be doing is sending them to Marigold temporarily. I would say more Kyrie because she's married. And she's
but there was a huge talks in getting Kyrie and Scene back. So I don't know if they would just like have her go out again. They didn't want Kyrie saying to go the first time.
Right. That's true.
So to get her to come back, I know that took a little bit of a conversation.
Right. That's true. What they could do though, since they don't, I think she's ready. I think she's already healed. I say, Asuka, send her over there.
Yeah, have her, do a little bit journey type of thing. Have her go around something she hasn't done yet. Because Asuka is kind of like, in the names of like a Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, like Becky Lynch, Charlotte, like. She's already her own brand. She doesn't have anything left to really do in WWE, really.
That's real talk.
Right? So, anytime she comes back, obviously it's going to go straight to the contender, the number one spot. But, yeah, why not? Have her do that.
Yeah, and then plus...
temporarily.
Yeah, not only that, but she also owns...
Send Nikita Lyons there, too. Send Nikita Lyons.
Hey, Japan will love that.
Get her there for some basic training.
Oh yeah, basic training.
We're talking basic training. Basic training, like hooked on phonics type of training.
I want to send her to over there. Shit, basic training knowledge.
Dude, man, send her to LFG. Send her to LFG.
Oh man, Street saying, man, I give Julia Charlotte. Don't love me. Charlotte is a legend. of being booed now. Crowd would want Julia and it's big match for Julia.
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
Sure. I mean, as much shit that people give Charlotte, like you have to give her where it's due. Like she can go, she can't. Overall, she is a great wrestler, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know whatever, the nepotism, okay, but she's definitely backed it up. So yeah, I agree with Streets.
Okay.
You know, me and Streets are from the same streets here. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Like, Chi-Town, baby. That's right.
We're from the same street, so
that's right. That's right. That's fine.
Let's fucking go.
Chi-Town, baby. That's right.
Hey.
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 Oh, hey. Oh. What about Stephanie? Stephanie Bakir. She's gonna be on Raw. Who would you have her feud with?
First of all, she need to go back and get that title. She need to go back to get JC Jane. Because you know why? JC Jane is a fake ass bitch. Shout out Gigi. No, but she need to go back and she need revenge on that. That was crazy. I know she got something going on with what's her name from AAA.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah,
the one that interrupted or tried to interrupt the match, right?
Yeah,
she got something going on. She got to do something with them.
Yeah.
Go back and whip JC Jane's ass, get the title, then they got to do what they normally do with the women's title in NXT, just vacate it, give it back or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But she's on Raw or
Raw, not SmackDown. Raw.
Is it weird that I would just say go for the title?
No, I don't think it's not weird. I mean, so you'll have her go feud with Io Sky immediately then.
Yes. I mean, they teased it. That's why they teased it at the after Raw Mania, the Raw after Mania.
That's true.
You know, that's why they teased it. I felt like that's why they gave that like messed up finish because they ain't gonna give you everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you know, it's like that. It's like that when you get a free taco and it'd be this little ass taco. You know what I'm saying? With like 3 pieces of ground beef on there.
I fucking hate that shit when they do that shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
When a food truck trying to sample their food. I'm like, what the fuck? This is a cracker. I didn't even know they made tortillas this small. Where'd you get this from?
What the fuck? Oh yeah, no, hell yeah, shit. I'll be like, I'll be like, homeboy right here. Where the fuck is he at? Fuck, I just had him.
This is like taquitos, bro. Like these are like the microwavable taquitos.
Like
hey yo, what the fuck?
Dude, yeah. And then they'd be like, oh, you know, we have homemade agua fresa, right? They'd be giving you the agua fresa in this small ass medicine cup. Like, how am I supposed to taste any flavor here? Like, bro, come on, man. Nah. Give me at least the regular sample cup, but a medicine cup? Shoot.
Oh, so Steve is telling them at the end of the third quarter, 90-73.
The Knicks are ahead 90-73. Really? Okay.
Okay.
It's not over though. It's not over.
It's not over, man. Man, Washington's gonna go crazy, and we'll see. We'll see. For the title, okay.
That I just think that. I mean, she just has that star magnitude, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I feel you. That's for sure. That's for sure. I mean, her and okay. I mean,
let's be honest. If she were to go up, let's say if Lyra Vicaria was still the IC champion, and if she were going to go into a feud with Lyra Vicaria, I mean, no disrespect to LV, she's good, but she ain't Stephanie Vicaria.
No.
Come on, man. When that entrance hits and she comes to the ring, like it's already top tier. Already, the presentation is already world champion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I mean, and then her talent, skill, her level, like it's just she's already just at a high level already. There's no reason to be at the IC championship unless they want to slowly build her up, you know.
That's right. That's true. I mean, oh, man, I don't know how to. Because I'm trying to remember. I don't know how many fucking spots were left, and because. Would you think they'll probably add them as like a mystery opponents, or the Money in the Bank women's ladder match? Do you think they'll probably add them? You think that's fair?
Well, who's qualified so far? Like, do we know who's qualified?
Roxanne and Rhea's qualified. So there's still one more spot open for SmackDown. You already have Alexa Bliss and Julia. So you already have them. So there's one spot open each. Remember, it's 6 women. So it's 3 of each. So you already have 2 on each side. So there's one spot open. So could they be the ones taking the last spot? Could we see that happening? That's the question.
Oh man. So Tiffany, I'm just gonna guess Tiffany Stratton is getting cashed in.
Oh,
because if Stephanie, and I hate like predicting stuff, but like, and I'm not saying that I'm wrong, right? But I could be wrong. But like, if Stephanie Vaquera is involved in the AAA stuff, then that may make her not be available for Money in the Bank. Because then Julia's there already, right? Like if they want to bring up Julia, like they wouldn't include Stephanie Vaquera, right? So then my guess is that maybe it might be Julia who wins to cash in on Tiffany Stratton. Could that be it? I don't know. That's kind of weird. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just thinking here.
Hey, you never know. I mean, you never know. It's gonna be it's unpredictable because we don't. It can go so many directions of what they're gonna choose. So I feel you. So it's like, you know, it just for me the last spot.
Steven says Alexa, Roxanne, Rhea, Julia.
So far, yeah, those are the ones.
And then I think he also said Linda McMahon is also.
You gotta hear that. You gotta hear that. Yeah, fucking hear. Oh shit.
No. She ain't got the hips. She ain't got the hips to even walk.
Hell no. She's too busy with the fucking school.
Yeah, she's too busy misspelling shit in her documents. Okay.
She's trying to be, you know, she's trying to be like, you know, Magic School Bus over there, trying to ruin the school over there instead of helping. Cold-blooded. Oh man, I had to do it. I'm just hoping they do something with these women and book them right.
I mean, what do you think? Who's gonna get it and who's gonna get cashed in?
I chose to. I've been saying it for a while before the Money in the Bank qualification started. When Roxanne was introduced to Raw, I'm like, she's gonna win the Money in the Bank. I give it to Roxanne. Fuck it.
I can see that.
She'll be the youngest one to fucking win the Rock. You know, to win.
Which would, and she's all about milestones.
Exactly. So
right.
And there you go. Oh, that's right.
I can see that. They definitely Noemi and Jade could definitely qualify. I think Nia Jax may not, just because she's been in like a couple of them and she hasn't really.
I say more Jade. I think give it a Jade on this one.
Yeah, I would say Jade for sure.
I think Jade could probably win tomorrow, but we're gonna have to wait and see on that one. Oh man! But besides WWE women, there's one more women's division that I want to talk about. That I want to digress.
Ooh.
Because
should I get ready?
Yeah, you already know. Right there. Yes. All right. This is my digression for this. Okay. You already have one that is claiming that she has a job still, and that's assuming that she's probably still in AEW. Yeah, I know the IWC saying, "Oh yeah, she's in WWE." We don't know, and I'm gonna jump to those conclusions. I'm not gonna be a piece of shit, fucking Seltzer or Brian Albert saying, "Oh yeah, she signed with WWE." No, I'm not. I mean, Mariah May, we don't know. Maybe she's still with AEW. We'll find out. But the addition of Tekla, she was badass. Fucking love her as she made her debut. That's good shit. Megan Bain, she's developing. One thing that caught my eye and realized something. Maybe Megan Bain's spot was supposed to be Camille Brickhouse spot, but I don't know what the fuck happened with Camille. I haven't seen her since fucking October, and they haven't really put her on the spot or put her on fucking any stories at all. She went to go film that fucking movie with the Queen of the Ring, with Tony Storm.
Oh, right.
But ever since then, where the fuck she been? Nothing. Nothing at all. Then Ring of Honor women, we have the Ring of Honor women. I can't put all of them. I only put Billy Starks and and Athena.
Yeah.
But I think they're ready to be coming up to AEW, go to Dynamite Collision. And you only have 2 titles in AEW. You have the main championship and you have the women's the TBS title, their mid-card title. We saw Deanna Prazo when they were asked, "Hey, where you been? When are you gonna show up?" Oh no, they're probably gonna show me, during commercial break or during a promo, like a commercial break. Mm-hmm. So she digressed. She's bitching as well, and I mean that in a respectful way, Dion. I'm not, She's also saying, I got here and where the fuck am I at? They really haven't been using me for shit. Same goes for La Güera Loca, Lyra Valkyria. What have you done? Shit. You got all this. They got another. Tony Khan got a stacked women roster, but he has not done mainly a lot with them. Yes, I know Dynamite's a 2-hour show. I know Collision is also 2 hours, 2.5 sometimes, depending. Go a little bit over maybe. Mm-hmm. But we haven't seen much. We only seen Timeless. We've seen Timeless, Mercedes. We're seeing now Anna Jay. Jimmy Hayter. Willow. And we've seen, Marina Shafir. She her once. We see now
Chris Statlander.
We've seen Anna Jay.
Well, Anna Jay. Yeah, Anna Jay and
Hardy Cameron.
Really on last night.
Penelope Ford and Megan Bain. Yeah. But what about the rest of them? Like Diana, like La Güera Loca, like Sky Blue, who just came back. Julia, who's been back, but haven't really done much. You still got Britt Baker. We don't know what the fuck's going to happen with her. And, that's another thing. We don't even know what's going to happen with her. There's a lot of people still that are on this roster. You still got, like I mentioned, Camille Brickhouse. You got her.
Thunder Rose.
Thunder Rose is another one. What have you done with her by far? And that's, what were you, if you were the booker, if you were the one running the show, how would you do? You only have 2 hours in each show. What would you do in this scenario with the stacked women's that you have? Because you have about pretty much almost about, if I combine them with ROH, you have about 22 of them in combined total. You have about 22 to almost 6 fucking women in AEW. So what would you do in this scenario? Should you bring in the title? Should they do a brand split? What would you do in this scenario?
Well, okay, so the booking that they got for the women that they're using, I think is okay.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. But I think I would flip-flop every other Wednesday, right? So next Dynamite, then I would say, okay, some women that haven't been utilized, put them on the first match, showcase them on Dynamite, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe you could build a storyline within that match, try to find, something that they can come back for not the next week, but the following week. So I would do every other week to make sure I showcase more women than the ones that are already being utilized already, right? So that'd be Athena, Thunder Rosa, like you're saying, Donna Purrazzo, to make sure that they're still being utilized and feel like they have some purpose to be on the AEW Dynamite shows.
Mm-hmm.
But I see the hard part is this is where I feel like Collision plays a big part in it, because you can showcase more talent in the women, especially the women that have been there for a long time. Donna Purrazzo has been there for a while now. I know she just signed, she wasn't there in the beginning, but she signed 2 years ago?
Yep. About 2 years ago, yeah.
And then she only had that, she only was made a big deal for that first 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, she was never seen again. So I would utilize also Collision to help bring those talents and make sure that they're seen in front of a crowd.
Right.
But also you have to market Collision as must see.
Thank you.
So that's part of the problem. Part of the problem is that it's not marketed as must see Collision. And then I would change the time to maybe mid-morning instead of at night.
Okay, so Like, what time will be the best time? Give me
11 p.m. I mean 11 a.m.
So you were doing like a morning show, like kind of like back in the days, taking us back in the old days, like us kids, like Saturday morning cartoons.
Because
Here we go.
This is for adults. Most AEW is for mostly adults, right?
Right.
We're not home at that time on Saturday.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? We're out. You know what I'm saying? If you live in a major metropolitan area like you and I do,
right?
We out, especially now during the summertime. Like, no, man, we're out somewhere chilling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's festivals to go to.
Yeah.
There's concerts to go see. You know what I'm saying? There's outdoor food venues to go check out.
Yep.
Somebody's having a barbecue. Somebody's having a cookout. Somebody's having something.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The last thing I want to do is be like, oh, I can't wait to see Collision. You know.
That's right.
So I say make it must see TV and change the time to like early in the morning, at least somewhere between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m.
Okay. So that'll be your Saturday night, your Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I hear you.
Because look, how many people will fucking watch the WWE shows that be like at like 9 in the morning when it was at London? A lot of people did.
That's true. That's
right. So I'm pretty sure there's an audience that wouldn't mind seeing Saturday. You, me, Bakley were up at 4 a.m.
doing fucking
watching the G1. Like,
yeah, exactly.
There's people that will wake up at that early. So yeah. And I also feel like that's a new audience that they can gain.
Yep. That's true. That's real talking. Kayla, what's going on, Kayla?
Hey, Kayla. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling with that.
I would. All right, let me ask you another question before I even give my response. What about Ring of Honor? They have their own fucking app. Should HBO Max really take the investment of putting the Ring of Honor library and along with the show on Thursday on HBO Max?
So the problem with Ring of Honor is not Ring of Honor.
Okay.
The problem with Ring of Honor is the app that they're on. Because
preach it.
Fight, the app that they originally were on.
Yep.
They made it a point that we have Ring of Honor, right? And they marketed it so that you can get it and you can watch for free the daily show. Like you can watch the Ring of Honor televised show every, I think it was Monday. Was it Monday?
I think so. It was Monday.
Monday. I can't remember what day. I think it was Monday, right before Raw or like in the middle of Raw.
In the middle of Raw or like right after, like
something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was for free. So that was way you could watch Ring of Honor. You could watch the shows, and obviously it would get you in to go buy the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with that? Go back to that. You know.
Thank you.
Because obviously you saw that worked. That's how AEW was birthed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and the thing is, like, the audience is already there, and they're gonna buy the pay-per-view. You see how many people buy the fucking GCW pay-per-views and shit, and the Maple Leaf Pro. So you know people are gonna buy.
That's real.
So yeah, get the fuck out of that app.
Hey, get the fucking fuck out of that
app is not helping nobody. You know,
it's not. I don't even know how much they fucking charge for that app. Is it what, $10 or
whatever? It's too much. If it's not free, it's too much.
So where will you put them then? So would you put them?
Back to how they? I mean, I would find a way to get it back to the way it was, right? Because out of all the wrestling promotions, in my opinion, they perform the weakest. And it's not weakest in terms of like their matches or their card. It's weak in terms of like how you can get them. Right?
That's real.
Like, okay, so for a while, people had an issue finding NXT because not everybody had CW, but now everybody had found them. Now it's like it's back to being like, you know, everyone can watch it. It's popular again. Blah blah blah. Right.
Right.
So like that's the way I feel with Ring of Honor. Like people, first of all, nobody wants to pay that amount of money for the app, which is really what's hurting Ring of Honor because they have a good product and they got good people there.
Right.
So you got to find a way to showcase them without that. Now, if you saying that HBO should get them or whatever,
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
mean,
I don't think HBO would do that just because they already have AEW, and I know AEW owns ROH, but through HBO's mind, they're not going to have like in their mind it's one company, so they're not going to have both on HBO Max. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I get you. I hear you. Okay.
Now, what HBO Max could do if they wanted, have that show for free, the regular televised show, and then you buy the pay-per-view. They already do that with Dynamite. They already do that with Dynamite. So if they want to do the same thing, they could.
See, that sounds better. I'm with you on that. That sounds way better because that would make more sense. And you can it doesn't have to be $40 to $50. It could be like $30. Buy it there, $30. Boom, Put it on HBO Max. Fuck it. Let's see what they're gonna be.
Well, maybe Tony Khan should talk to Tubi.
Oh,
Tubi's free. Get the ROH show through Tubi, and then you pay for the pay-per-view.
Oh, that's true.
What up, JJ?
What up? Slapnuts of podcasting. That's right. World elite, baby. What's going on, Jordan? Double J. What's going on, Slapnuts? Appreciate you for tuning in. But I mean, you're right. I mean, especially they have Viva Van. I'm happy, man. I'm a big fan of Viva Van, man. Just shout to her. I'm glad she's the Ring of Honor. She signed. I just hope they use her, do something. Stop having her fucking losing matches every fucking week. I'm tired of seeing that shit. No. Give her some winning matches. Give her some winning matches already.
Some dubs.
I want to see Athena move up. Drop that belt. Relinquish it. Fucking go to Dynamite. Take that PBS title away from Monet after All In and stay there and leave Billy Starks.
You think she should go on the main roster of Dynamite?
I think she should. I think she could really put great matches that we want to see, like her being a consistent defender. Like she has been in Ring of Honor. But, I know there's, sometimes her gimmick is like, no, I'm not my minion. I got my minions right here. Type of shit. She doesn't do it as much, but she can do it here. New challenges. We can see her in Statlander. I would love to see her in Statlander. I would like to see her and Megan Bain. I would like to see her Jamie Hayter. I'd like to see her and Anna Jay. Her versus Julia. Fuck. Her versus shit. Who else could I say? Penelope Ford. Fuck it. I want to see her. And Thunder Rosa. There you go. Some type of that type of style. Really, she could put that. Monet, on the other hand, has not done that. It's just, I'm not hating. Like I said, I was saying earlier when I started, I said, I'm not hating on Monet. She's great in the ring, everything, but that character and her promos is fucking flat. The promo she had with Tony, that's gonna help her. I feel it's gonna fucking help her. But what Monet needed to do is stay and be consistent to be a defending champion. She hasn't done that. To me, she hasn't done that. There hasn't been. Even before this tournament started, there hasn't been consistency. And that's where it's missing. That title is missing a consistency. There's a reason why you brought a mid-card title. To make it that way. Because if you're going to have the main champ, I feel like Tony Storm is doing more. I don't know if you feel the same, but I mean, I feel it more. And right now, Tony Storm is now the hottest thing right now for them.
Oh yeah, that's
number one.
That's in terms of AEW as a whole. Yeah, Tony Storm would be probably the top 3 or sometimes the number 1 asset that they have. No pun intended. No pun intended. But yeah, Tony Storm is their golden goose. That's their draw.
Exactly.
That's their number 1, basically, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's real talk. That's their number 1 that is getting the attraction. The audiences come through, and that's why I'm like, then why Monet's not doing that? You spent so much money on this woman for her to come here and really put a hype to the roster, be an additional asset to help the company. But I don't see that help. I see more helping her. What help has she done? And I was comparing her promos from yesterday.
Mhm.
This is the most speaking promo I've heard from her than the other few she had. With Britt, flat. With the other promo she had, flat. Nothing. The same. Oh, it's money. Or saying, hey, Atlanta. Hey, Chicago. Hey. It's money. Like, that's it. It's fucking flat. I'm better than you. That's it. Like what the fuck? It's boring. And now I'm hoping that this would help her develop her fucking promo skills. Like I said, I ain't hating on her in-ring. Her in-ring is fucking great. But her promo, whack. Boring. There's name shit. So that's where I digress about that. Because it's like, what the fuck are you doing with this since you got the belt? Not shit. Hasn't really done nothing. You had good matches, but there hasn't been no build-up. There hasn't been consistency. What's the point of you having a belt? Like, nah, right? You want to be a full-time part-timer, then drop that fucking belt. Let someone else like Athena or somebody else fucking take that belt and run with it. I mean, shit. If anything, I really would like to see a fucking brand split more. Let Collision be his own shit. And like how you were saying earlier, promote the fuck out of it. Where the fuck is the promo, Tony Khan? You know, like there hasn't been much consistency of promos of promoting. No, not even like a fucking video promo of a feud. Like, I'm gonna get you at Collision. Oh man, dude, I haven't seen that shit. Barely see that shit. All you see is Bonnie and everybody. Oh, yeah, coming up on Saturdays we're gonna get. Like, all right, it's the beginning, but you're not giving me the hype though. What the hype at, Craig? Give me the hype to be like, oh, I gotta tune in a motherfucking Saturday and see that motherfucker. That's what I want to see.
You know what's interesting? Now I'm just thinking about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if Collision went on Tuesday, the same night as NXT?
Oh shit!
And obviously, this sounds like a crazy move, right? But what if competition builds that up?
Weekly, yes.
And they would be like, okay, we have to make Collision at least a must watch. It would gain them to have better booking, better storylines, better wrestlers on there, right?
Right.
Like, because when Dynamite was, going against NXT, like they made a point that we were going to make sure that we were always on top of it, and WWE would never match us. So I feel like now that they don't have anybody on Wednesdays, really, that sometimes they're just kind of laxed.
That's a problem,
right? So what if Collision went on the same time as NXT?
I mean, it's not like they ever did it before. They did it before when it was.
Yeah, I mean, they did it before.
Yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, I wouldn't mind it. That's what I was saying earlier about the pay-per-views, like about head-to-head clash pay-per-views. Like I separate that from the weekly shows because it's like weekly shows is understandable because you can go to one channel, go to the other channel.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting, but you got a valid point there. I mean,
I mean, it's probably never going to happen. But I'm just saying, like, it would give somebody to go back and forth, like the idea, like, oh, maybe I'll check out Collision now, or NXT is kind of stale, or whatever. I don't know. It's just a thought,
I don't like that.
But to go back what you're saying about Mercedes and everything, yeah, and having her not defended as much as we think she should hurts her credibility of having any of those titles. I can only say for the TBS. I can't speak for the other ones because I don't really follow the other ones.
It's true.
And it's also their issue of not making any booking and having her defend those titles. That's whatever the other promotions. But AEW though, like, yeah, they should have her at least like she should already been in like 3 or 4 defense in already.
That's what I'm saying.
And
it hasn't
we're not
been
asking for a lot. Just 4,
Yeah.
That that's not too much,
And there hasn't been, and that's the problem.
You can even defend it on Dynamite,
That's real.
You can defend it on Collision. You can defend it on Collision.
Exactly. But I really would do like a brand split for sure. Like I if that's the case, if you're not gonna do shit with that TBS title, as much as we already have, I don't know how many fucking titles fucking AEW has, but man, might as well.
They got the 2 women's,
yes,
the
so
2 men's, and then the
men's.
tag teams. Well, that's 5.
Okay, and then they have the then you have the
the
tag
international, right?
International.
Oh no, that is the mid card, right?
Remember, they have the TNT. Okay, for the men's side.
Oh no, they have 2 mid cards.
They have the international and the TNT.
Yeah.
They have that,
which is on KT. KT has the international.
Yes, right.
And Adam Cole has the TNT.
That's right.
Okay.
And that's all they have. And it might as well fucking give women the TNT. If you put Saturday's Collision, might as well just give the women a TNT mid card title. Like, fuck it. Give them a fucking, says TBS stays on Dynamite, that women's title, they give a women's fucking TNT belt.
Yeah. It makes sense.
You know?
Or just change the name to.
Oh, yeah. They
can just
fucking make it a television title.
Yeah.
ECW style. Fucking Women's Television Championship.
Yeah.
Fuck it. It could be for both brands.
Yeah.
Not only just for.
Or they could just change it to United Cities. The Midtown title. That's right. That's right. The mid card. You know, for when they go to places like, somewhere in Kentucky or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is representing y'all. The Midtown title. You know.
There you go.
Places in Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? Kansas. This is your title right here. Midtown.
There you go. Oh. Okay. What about? Okay. Let's see. Whew. All right. Let me see. I'm trying to think here. What? But what about with the other women, like the women that I mentioned, like especially with Deanna, and like, what is it? How would you put them in this situation? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. It's would you bring a tag team fucking titles to this shit?
I saw what's his name? Is it somebody had mentioned a trios title?
Oh fuck.
I don't know if I would have them actually utilize a trios title. Maybe I would have them have a trios tournament.
AEW 24/7 title.
Listen, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
You could.
That
makes sense.
Yeah, someone had mentioned something about a trios title. I wouldn't be mad at that. Maybe if it would just be a tournament though. Like not necessarily a title, but just like a fun thing they can do every once in a while, like a trios title, like a trios thing, kind of like what they do the Dusty Classic. It's kind of like it's like once a year the trios. Yeah, I mean you can always go back to just having a tournament for the number 1 contendership for either of the titles. Is one way to showcase all the women.
Okay.
But that's pretty much like the ideas that are on top of my head right now.
Okay.
Maybe you could have them do a sing-off.
You could have them do a sing-off.
Have to do a sing-off,
Oh, yeah, you could.
Had them sing a song that best represents them. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you. Let me get your opinion about this though, because I know I said it first, but how do you feel of you colliding with pay-per-views at the same time and the same day? Do you agree with them doing that, or do you disagree with them doing that?
No, I'm cool with it. I mean, obviously, like it's fun because like then you have the choice to see and watch, right? It's a throwback to the Monday Night Wars. Like you can flip-flop and be like, okay, this is happening because let's be honest, sometimes the finish of some of these pay-per-views are kind of like just lackluster, right? And then if I know AEW is still going, which they go like for 6 hours. Like if I watch like a WWE and I'm just like wasn't feeling the end of the match, then I go watch like the AEW. It just kind of like, okay, shit, there's still more to watch. You know what I'm saying? There's still something else out there. Ting King.
What's going on? The banger, baby. That's right.
Town's finest. No, but that's for me. I have no issues with that because like how it is, homie. Like you'll be done with like Elimination Chamber, and then there's Best of Super Juniors, which is happening right now. Like
the finals.
You wait a couple. Yeah. You wait a couple hours and you got New Japan. Like, yeah, as a wrestling fan, like I think it's good.
Okay. So let me ask you the other one though, because there's another one I want to ask you because I'm curious to know your thoughts on this one too. Now, let's see. I'm uploading this one. What was your thoughts and take on Homeboy returning on Saturday at main event and joining the Visionary? And keep in mind, they were feuding, they were beating the shit out of each other.
They went through a whole moving truck and everything.
Exactly. And now it's like, why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? So it's like, what the fuck? Like, so what's your take on that? Was it a good move? Does it help him? It's a bad move. Do you add another person to it?
It's kind of odd, right? Because you already have a big brute guy in Braun Strowman. I mean, in Braun Breaker, right?
Right.
And now that you have Bronson Reed, I mean, there's just too much bronze to be there. But I don't know. Could it help? It could help definitely Bronson Reed. Be in a spotlight, gain some knowledge, right, from Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins. But I don't know. I mean, I guess we have to see how it goes. But me personally, if you want to know who I would have chose, if they were going to do a third man, because I thought they were perfectly fine with just doing Rollins and Braun Breaker, right? But if they were going to add a third one, for me, it should have been Shinsuke Nakamura.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Right?
I like that.
Because the one guy who's always felt like he's been able to take out Seth Rollins was always Shinsuke Nakamura, like in their feuds.
That's
so why not get the one that was always the closest to hurt you in your group?
Oh.
And don't tell me that would have looked so badass if Nakamura was with them.
Oh, it would look badass because
right, like.
You're right. You know
just
why?
Imagine they're coming out, Heyman, Rollins, Nakamura, right? Braun Breaker. And the best part, Nakamura don't gotta say anything.
You just gave me a fucking idea that you just put an idea there. And I just thought about something too. Because remember when Rollins beat AJ, right? Night of Champions for the belt when they introduced it, the World Heavyweight. Then Rollins' first feud was with who?
Nakamura.
There you go.
Nakamura.
Makes fucking
and you remember
sense.
what did Nakamura say to him? He's like, I already know. I was like, how does your back feel?
Yeah.
and for the 3 times, remember there was a couple times where I thought Rollins was gonna lose.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's right.
To me, it would have made more sense, in my opinion.
That fucking makes. I think he could be part of an additional one then.
I don't know. I think that would be too many now. I think it might be too many if they add another one.
So you're saying, well, these 4 is cool enough?
Yeah, I think where they have it right now is fine. Like, don't add any more. You know?
Okay.
Because, like, to me, like, I always felt like the best version of DX, obviously the best popular version of DX was when they had New Age Outlaws and X-Pac and everything. But to me, the best version was when it was just HBK, and Triple H, and China.
Yep.
I fucking Rick Rude, whatever.
Rick.
But to me, they felt more as a threat when it was just those 3. You know.
Okay.
So I don't know. And then, especially even NWO. Like, NWO was better when it was just
Hogan,
the
Nash,
Outlaws, and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
right.
fuck him. But like, it was better. It was better when it was just right. Look at Shield. Shield is only 3 people.
That's right.
New Day is only 3 people.
That's right. That's right.
Los Baricuas, technically only 3 people.
Oh
Right?
man,
The oddities, technically only 3 people, only 3.
Oh shit! I need to go back and listen to that theme song of Los Boricuas.
Oh,
damn!
dude,
That theme song, Savio's theme song was bad.
By the way, Savio Vega got an interview with my homies Marks and Mikes. Check that out. It's on YouTube. Check it out. Check it out.
I gotta finish watching it. I was watching the
check
first
it
20
out.
minutes of it. It's like I still gotta finish it. Oh man!
Yes. That's Steel, man. That's Steel.
Hell yeah! I'm happy for him. He got that fucking interview. Hell yeah! Okay. I hear you.
Yeah. So now, I mean, there's only 3. Like there's only 3 to me was like usually the strongest of when it comes to factions.
Okay. Now let's talk about this one right here, which I'm curious as we brought up Japan, because that's another one. What direction they're going with, and who are they building? What's the future? We talked about it before, but what we're seeing at Dominion and what they're gonna do at Dominion. I mean, we got Shingo. So far, we got Shingo versus Goto. We got Yota Tsuji versus Gabe Kidd for the global championship.
Mm-hmm.
We got I'm trying to think what other feud that they're having. I believe David Finlay is fighting as well. I think versus Evil. So I know that's happening.
Yeah, that's going on. I'm
that's
looking
going
at the
on.
list. Well, I don't really, because the finals is tonight, right?
Yeah, the finals is tonight. It's happening now. So that's between. So we know that, Fujita already won Block A. So right now we have pretty much Yo and Mao and Desperado and Taji Shimori too. That could be in this situation, but I need to see who won, but it looks like I'm not gonna spoil it because I already saw it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but
I
know Block A, the top was Fujiwara, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the top person on Block B was Yo.
Yeah, Yo was top, was Mal because they were tied.
Yeah, and El Desperado was like right behind him.
That's true. But I need to see what happened tonight. I gotta see the fucking replay. But I want to give a shout out to Ninja Mac. Man.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
talk about making a name for yourself,
Homeboy made himself in fucking, he made his name in Noah, but being here in the fucking Best of Super Juniors, man, if I were you, Tanahashi, better sign that boy up. If I were you, better sign his ass.
That's another thing too. Is there's a lot of free agents New Japan. Like a lot of their contracts are starting to come up, right? And then a lot of them are thinking of not signing back, which which I don't get because New Japan has a credible name. I have to think they have the money, right?
Yeah, they have it, they don't. It's a 50-50 because it looks like, by the looks of what I've been reading and listening to, looking at how they've been booking as of late. Because I'm not hating on Tanahashi's booking.
It's not really it hasn't really been his full year either.
Exactly,
right?
That's what I'm saying. It hasn't been his full year yet, so we don't even know until. I feel for us to criticize him until he finally books Wrestle Kingdom, then we could. I feel like the last
this year.
Yeah. Because the one for last one, that wasn't his. That was pretty much still Gato that was in charge. Mm-hmm. So now Gato is now, speaking, it's really under him. So now it's really under Hashi. How is he going to book it? And this is going to be that'll be his full year run as pretty much as the head of creative and head of marketing. I can't really put it on.
Well, it's weird because he showed up at Double or Nothing.
Because they're gonna build Forbidden Door.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing. Forbidden Door is coming up, so that's where I think Tanahashi is jumping already the gun to begin promoting Forbidden Door, but for New Japan as a representative. And I think he did it right. I think it was, even though it was unexpectedly, but still, I mean, fuck it. Why not? Because it's now going to give the attraction to the American audience to New Japan.
Right.
And that's, Gato never done that shit, or we've never seen that done. Like, since Forbidden Door was introduced, it was never done that way. Not like that too soon, like how Tanahashi did it. I mean, I may be wrong, but Gato never did it. In this case, I mean, money-wise, maybe they're hurting, maybe not, because remember, Bushi left. Naito, we know why. We found out why he decided to fucking leave, but because he didn't fucking say it until right after when he decided to say, you know what, I gotta get my eyeball done, my fucking knees done.
The whole homeboy, everything.
You need the whole 9. Shit. You need to get fixed up, and you need to get fixed up ASAP. And he did into that shit. But like you mentioning, a lot of those talents were leaving, and that's where who is the future? I feel for me, the future is one is Gabe Kidd, David Finley. 2, of course, Gaijin, but also need your home talent. And I feel for me, Goto will be on his way out after Kingdom. I feel that he might be out before Kingdom.
Well, you mentioned Tashuji?
Yep.
Also, is another one that you need to make sure you take care of. Well, Kevin Knight signed a contract with New Japan, right? Or is he?
He's AEW.
He's AEW, right? But he's like
he's able to go
going back and forth.
Yes, he's able to do that because he's familiar with it.
They signed, so I don't know. I mean, there's a lot that they have to go into and fix because a lot of these people can go wherever they want now. Now there's so many options now.
There's a lot. It's like how what's his face? I can't even forgot his name. Went to Noah. He decided to sign with Noah instead of staying in New Japan. Kenta.
Yeah.
There's a reason why, and it's like I feel like he gets better booking in Noah than what he got in Japan, and that's probably why he felt the same.
Noah. There's a bunch of other wrestling promotions in Japan too.
Yep, you still got All Japan is still around. You still got Dragon Gate is still around.
Gate,
Got DDT, which DDT is going to be working with you. And you still got, there's another one too. There's like 2 other fucking companies. But even though they're all united because now Japan became basically now they're a union, pretty much getting all the promotions together. Whatever, we work together as a fucking team. All right, cool. But, when it comes to signing talent, that's their own. It's to each his own on that. So,
yeah.
I mean,
it's kind of strange though because I felt like they had a marketing team in the era of 2012 to 2016. They had a great marketing team that let you know okay, New Japan show is going to be coming. It's the tour. Remember when they had the affiliation with ROH?
Yeah.
They always had the New Japan tour was this big thing that you have to watch, right? They would come back to the States and they would have a couple cities with New Japan and everything like that, and it was a counter promotion. Once whatever happened after that, that marketing team was gone.
I think it was I feel I don't know if you feel the same, but I think it was Rocky in charge of that. I think it was Rocky.
Yeah. What is he doing now? Why can't he do that now? Is he part of TNA?
He's because he's full time with AEW. I feel like he's really more.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
He's more I mean, he still helps New Japan, but not how he used to. He's really, really more helping behind the scenes.
Yeah,
AEW.
That's what it is. No, it really was Rocky Romero. Yeah, it really was Rocky Romero.
Because remember when they brought New Japan to the States, and then when they created New Japan Strong, they created the dojo here in Cali, and then that's when we started seeing more booking of it. I feel like Rocky ran the whole thing. And it wasn't really Gato who did
No,
it.
and then Rocky was also putting time. His team was also putting time into the YouTube channels.
Yeah, that's right.
Getting people familiar with like the G1, the Best of Super Juniors.
Yeah.
Like, remember he had like those things where like he would be like the teacher.
Yeah.
And then he would teach you like little shit like about like the terminology and everything like that. Like,
yeah, I remember that.
Like
shit.
that was perfect, trying to gain like an American audience to know what New Japan and just the Japanese wrestling culture in general.
Yeah.
Oh God, it sucks that like well, I mean, good for him. He's getting paid more, but they should have made him the fucking president of New Japan instead of Tanahashi, dude.
I don't know why they did it.
And you know
I
what?
don't know why.
And I know we're just talking, but I wonder if that's the reason why he signed over to AEW.
That's what you know. What you're right.
You know what he was like. I'm putting 150% into this, and y'all are not giving me my just due. Like I'm gonna go take my talent somewhere else.
Exactly. That's how I feel. He did because it's like because he was booking his own here on New Japan along with Fred Rosser, and he was doing that, and they were booking it.
Yeah,
and they were controlling the dojo with Fred, and then that's when they brought Shibata, and then Shibata was working up.
Which I'll say that LA dojo that had Samoa Joe, I might challenge that group with the OVW group. The OVW group, they had Cena and Randy Orton, right? They always say like, "Oh, that first class was so good." Samoa Joe's group in LA and the LA dojo, it had a young Shinsuke Nakamura, right?
Yep.
It had Daniel Bryan,
Yep.
Right? It had a very young at the time TJP.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Who else was? I mean, what's his name? Carl Anderson.
Yep, that's true.
Carl Anderson was also there too.
Yep.
So right. I know there's on that list that I'm forgetting, but dude, some of those people on there, they're pretty good. You know what I'm saying? They came out to be something out making themselves. So
that's real. That is
I mean, I know it's nothing compared to like Brock Lesnar and fucking Batista, but still.
Yeah. But you're right though. You're absolutely right, and I feel that with those additions of those Gaijuns really help the. I think without, if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't attract other talents try New Japan, because they're like, I want to try strong style. What is strong style?
Yeah.
I feel that they're the ones who kind of help strong style to be exposed around the world. Besides,
for sure. Oh, for sure.
So I'm with you on that. You oh man, man. I know where the fuck is OGK? I know he would have been like, yeah,
because like they always talk about like the first class. Oh, the 4 horsewomen that were in NXT.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They say that class, and then obviously the SmackDown 6 and all that. But I was like, you know what? We got to give props to that LA Dojo group that year that they were all there.
Yeah.
That.
That's for sure. Next one. There you go.
Oh, they survived.
They survived. Okay.
They survived. All right.
I think they might. Let's see if they make it all the way.
They must be like El Desperado in this tournament. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's me. Oh man. But I mean,
well, you know what? I gotta say, I think 2 years ago, Tsuji Shingo, or no, Tsuji. I can't pronounce his first name, but he made something of himself being in the G1, right? Because he wasn't in Super Juniors, he was in the G1.
You talk about Calvin Newman?
No, Tsuji.
Oh, Yoda Tsuji?
Yeah, Yoda Tsuji. He made something of himself in the G1 tournament,
yes,
right?
He did.
I'm gonna say the same thing for El Desperado.
Oh yeah,
he's really kind of reinvented himself, and I know he's been there for years. But to me, this has been the best he's ever been, and like the crowd is actually behind him.
About fucking time. That's what I'm fucking happy.
Because I ain't gonna lie. I felt like Logan Paul stole a lot of like El Desperado's like aura.
Really?
Because when El Desperado started, he was similar. Like he was like an asshole. He was like, "Oh, I'm too good for this type of promotion." Like he had that feel, right? Then all of a sudden, like he's like, I'm just gonna be babyface and let's see what happens, And ever since then, they do the whole ELP. Like he's gaining some traction. I ain't gonna lie, he might be doing a little bit of Jay Usos with the glasses and shit.
Oh, that's right. Oh, but
he had glasses already, but he wasn't.
Yes.
It wasn't like a gimmick, how it is now.
Yeah.
So like, but it's good to see because he's one that was kind of like fluttering in New Japan for a long time.
Oh yeah,
long time.
Him, Uncle Nobu. I'm trying to think.
Bro, Chase Owens, man?
Chase,
like, even him, dude.
I don't even know what the fuck happened to him. Like,
yeah, he was supposed to be the next big thing out of Bullet Club. Remember?
Yeah, and I don't know what the fuck happened to him.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I ain't care. I don't know.
I'm
not looking for him.
I'm just curious. I don't know what the fuck happened to him. I'm just really curious. Like, what the fuck? I mean,
and then I don't know what's going on, but Ren Narita, like I felt like he started tanking once he did his whole heel persona.
It died out.
And I don't know why. I'm like, dude, like you have more moves than what you're showing. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's true. That's true.
Because last time he was in the Super Juniors, like what, 2 years ago?
Yes.
And he was killing.
Yes. Oh man, but besides, let's see, who else could we say? Like I'm looking at the roster. Like I'm just really looking. Like, oh, that's what I forgot to mention. There you go. Fucking Taichi. I feel like Taichi.
Taichi. I can't pronounce, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, Taichi. Just just Taichi Maki. Just Taichi. And so I feel like he's another one there that really is ready to be like in that mid card title situation.
Sure.
Like not just in the fucking. I'm not hating on never open weight. It's all good. Cool. Maybe like television, maybe global. Cool. Not just tag team. And I forgot. He's teaming with Ishii versus Kamen Newman and Great O'Khan. So now that Jeff Cobb left, so now you have
they got the United Kingdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, couldn't they just get TJP as the? Couldn't they
him as the leader? I don't know why.
I know, but that's the beef. There's a whole beef there, right?
Yep. It's either between him or Akira. That's
right.
Remember, Akira was one of the original ones when they kind of started with that. So I don't know. TJP is kind of like in that dispute as well with them. That's why he hasn't been on with New Japan. Like he hasn't been showing up his face. I don't know what's happening with that. I think he's probably done. I don't think he's going to show up anytime soon.
Right.
I mean, who else could we say? Oh, and looking at, like I said, looking at the roster, let's see. You still got, let's see, Master Waddle, another one
Master
right there.
Waddle, yeah.
You still got Waddle that I think he should be the next junior heavyweight. I think move up Takahashi, move him up, move Despy up, like to the heavyweight, and leave Waddle to control the junior weight division. I feel that I think it's the best thing they could do. I mean, the return of Aaron Hanari. I want to see what he's going to do now that when he's back full time. You still got. I mean, who else could we say? You know who the one I feel bad, and I just realized it because he's right here in front of us. Fucking Sonata. What the fuck are you doing with Sonata, man?
I know.
What the fuck?
And after the whole hype that he had,
yes,
post COVID. Like taking the title and everything like that, and it seemed like having the title and having his own group, like just Five Guys.
Just Five Guys.
It just did not work out, man. Like it just went downhill. It just went down, and then I think, you know what I think it was when he changed his gear and he cut his hair.
You
Because it's weird because his hairstyle with the beard and like the hair and everything, it made him look younger. But after he cut it, I was like, dude, you look like you're old, like old. And then all of a sudden, the drop kick wasn't as high as it used to be.
No, it hasn't been.
Right?
That's true.
And yeah,
You're
and it's like
absolutely
I don't
right.
know if he was injured during his title reign,
That's what I'm
but ever
wondering.
since he was the champion, it wasn't the same Sonata,
No,
right? It wasn't the same Sonata.
It wasn't the same. It really wasn't. I mean, fuck. There's like, I'm trying to think who else in this roster that hasn't really done. You know, you mentioned Narita. There is. Okay, we still got Shingo though. So you feel like could Shingo be the next, Naito, next kind of Okada to kind of lead the direct, lead New Japan, or do you feel like it's
Remember Shingo and Tsuji? They had a great match in G1 when we watched.
like,
That was great, right?
Ooh, fuck yeah!
And that showcase, like, given the right wrestler and feud, Shingo can definitely pull out those types of matches.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I say why not have him get the title again.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, like, I think the weird thing is that they needed a placeholder at the time of him being a champion, but to me, I thought his run was way more impressive than Sonata's.
Oh, that's right.
Like, if you look at the match wise and who he defended to and the match rate scenarios, like, I thought he had way better run than Sonata did.
That's true.
Because like it was also kind of like it was also kind of like one of those things where like he kind of had to prove himself that he was among the elite, right? But at the same time, like we already know it. Shingo is one of those like workhorse type wrestlers.
Yeah, that's real. Why did you ever agree for them taking the belt away from Zack Sabre too soon, just like that quick? Like, I mean, I get why for Goto and it was a great story for him build. I like it, but did you feel that it was way too soon for them to do that decision? I mean, or should have left it with Zack Sabre longer, or did you feel like they didn't have the confidence that he was going to like take it to another level?
Well, to be honest, I don't know. It's weird, right? Because like I feel like they should have went back and forth with the title.
Yep.
Instead of it like having no rematch or whatever, like we should be in the third Goto versus Zack Sabre match.
Yes, I agree.
Like they could have had them be a feud of like Kenny and Okada. Obviously, it wouldn't be this. It wouldn't be the same level, but it would have been good though.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. And shout out to Earl Cole. What's going on, man? Appreciate you for tuning in. Like, oh, where did he go? Let's see. Ooh, I'll wait till my boy here gets back, and then we'll close out with that question. It's you know what, Steven? I feel like they could, and I feel like they can. I feel like they could really. I think they can really close. I really feel they could. They'll survive with Tanahashi taking over, and I think that him. It's hard for, like, how we were saying. It's like we can't critique yet, Steven, until what we see how he books Wrestle Kingdom coming. We'll see how he books the main event and how he books stories. Because I think once Dominion is determined and the G1, then we'll see. All right, there you go, Papa Chulo. Yeah,
my bad.
It's all good.
Is everything all good? Everything's all good?
Yeah, Steven has a question for you right there. Steven asking you a question.
Will New Japan survive? Ooh. I think it will survive. They would definitely have to change some things around in order to be more must watch. The thing is, like, with New Japan, I feel like they gain a lot of audience when they do these tournaments. and then obviously Wrestle Kingdom. But it's the Road to Danku, and it's the Resurgence. It's the smaller ones that you hope that you can get that audience to watch those pay-per-views, and not always just watch the tournaments. And then sometimes with the tournaments, it's like they do kind of a bad job of letting you know who's who.
That's exactly.
And I know people shit on AEW for not letting know who a wrestler is when they come here, but New Japan does the same thing.
Yep.
When they have a tournament set up. Okay, like obviously, and I'm not trying to say WWE is the best, but they do a good job of letting you know like a little bit of backstory. Not a lot, but like, a small backstory of like who this person is and their accomplishments and shit, right? Or like the commentators will let you know like, oh, they've been feuding for a while and blah blah blah, right? A little small shit. It's not a lot,
Right.
Because sometimes like people like, let's say like a couple of people in the chat said that they haven't watched New Japan in a while. Like to get back in, you might be like sensory overload. Like who the fuck is Master Watu, and who the fuck is Ninja Mac? Who are these people? Tetsuji, who is that? Red Narita. You'd be like wondering, like, where's everybody that I used to know? It's like,
And you know what? It's another one too that I feel that could get a build up if they do it right with him. Is Shota Umino.
Shota Umino? Yeah, for sure.
I
definitely agree.
And they can book him right. Ever since he lost that one, what was it? Was it a hair versus hair match? Was it, or was it a hair versus mask? I forgot what the fuck was it. Where they cut it? They cut his hair. I don't remember. Fuck. I don't remember who he lost to. I don't know who the fuck was it he lost to. But he went bald, and then I'm curious what they're gonna do with him. I'm curious to see how they're gonna him.
Right.
Like I feel Tanahashi has a lot to play with. It's just
no, he does. No, you know what Tanahashi's problem is? He has the same problem Tony Khan has with the women. He got too many options. Too many
motherfucking options. But look how many belts he fucking has.
Tony Khan's problem is the same problem that Nick Cannon has. Like Nick, Tony Khan has too many women, and Nick Cannon has too many kids.
That's fucking real, right? How many fucking kids he has? Like what fucking
bro? He's got a lot of kids, man.
Damn, man. He been chewing on that blue chew too much, man.
Bro.
I shit. Hell no. He's trying to be like so from the Simpsons, like having all them kids.
Oh, he's trying to be like Apu.
Oh shit! But you're right, though. You're right. And you know what I'm looking at too, and I'm excited too because okay, check this out. So this is what we got. So for New Japan, so we got the G1 that's coming up on not until July 19th. Yeah. That's when it kicks off.
It's around the corner.
It's coming soon. And then Dominion we got coming next month on the 15th. That's coming up. So I'm looking forward to that. And then also
we got to do a watch along for that.
Oh no, but Pinky already knows we're doing a watch along for that one.
Mm-hmm.
That one we're gonna watch for sure.
Y'all tune in here 4:00 in the morning. Come on now.
I'll be up at 4 in the morning.
We'll be here.
We'll be here because
chorizo. We have the chorizo, champarado.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have the champarado. We're gonna have torta de huevo con jamón. There you go. We're gonna have that.
Maybe some empanadas.
Yeah.
Coffee de leche. Oh, there you go. What's your order, Steve? And from Starbucks?
Exactly.
Let me know. I try different, combinations.
So. I'm basic, man. Just give me a iced caramel macchiato. For that, just give me that with just fucking add an extra shot because it already has 6, so you add another one and it has 7. Start my fucking day at the.
You want all that? Oh, snap, bro.
Start me with that and turn, have it upside down, and then boom, there you go. You can
Yes. See, okay. See, you said the key word upside down because people don't understand that like all the ingredients are like at the top. So if you do it upside down, it mixes better.
Yes, it does. It makes it way better.
Yeah,
it makes it way better. Just give me that, and I start my day. I'll be fucking wired like a motherfucker.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Are you not a coffee drinker, Steven? Come on. Not a coffee.
Not a coffee. So he meant for us to get the Starbucks ready, not he.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. No,
so not coffee. So not coffee. So what is it? Liquor?
What starts the day for you, Steven? What is it? It's not coffee.
Old fashioned.
Diet Coke, my caffeine. Okay.
Diet Coke.
Okay.
All right. Not bad.
Not bad. All right. I feel you on that. What's your start of the day? What Starbucks?
Oh, okay. So I do. For me, I do. Not to sound like a bougie bitch here, but like, not to sound like a Ashley right now, but I do a cafe latte, right, with almond milk, right. Then I use the brown sugar syrup with that. So I do that. Either I do that or I do the blonde latte, which is like it doesn't have the same amount of shots as like a regular latte. I think the latte has like one or two.
I think it's two. I think it is two.
Yeah, so I do that. And then sometimes I do the matcha, you know what I'm saying? Because when you need something smooth or whatever, just matcha, you know what I'm saying? Matcha, man, So
oh yeah.
Yeah. I usually do almond milk, oat milk, or coconut milk. Yeah, so I don't really do the regular.
Yeah, I'm kind of like the same. You can it's mainly almond milk. That's it. I can't do, or like if they have the oatmeal milk, I'll do with that. I just can't do because I can't fucking do dairy because fucking.
Yeah, you be in the toilet, bro.
Hey man, I'm lactose intolerant. I can't motherfucking do it. Fuck that.
Steph be boiling. You'd be like, oh, hold on.
Oh, like it won't even be a fucking pedo. It'll be like a sneaky one. Oh shit! I gotta go to the bathroom. Gotta run over there.
Okay. He says he does the strawberry, lemonade, the refreshers. He does the refreshers.
All right, you do the refresher. Like
the only time I don't do coffee from Starbucks is when I want to get the medicine ball. You know what the medicine ball is?
Yeah, I know what the medicine.
Yeah, that shit's good. That shit will definitely help you.
That shit will help you in case you have like
indigestion, runny nose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that shit help. Like a refresher, I'll do probably like with the strawberry lemonade acai. I'll do that. Mm-hmm. I'll tell them to add the dragon. If some Starbucks don't have it, they have the dragon fruit. I'll ask for that, the dragon fruit acai, or add dragon fruit on the strawberry lemonade. I'll probably just do that at times, or the matcha. I do the matcha too, like
the matcha, of course, man. Matcha, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the matcha all day. I mean, shit. Give me that. I'm cool. I'm a tea guy. I love shit. That's just me. That's like shit. If it was up to me, I wish I could take the tea that I make here at home and take it over to the office.
Oh man. When you make it from home, it's a different thing.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah,
it's real.
Actually, in over here in Chicago, in the Pilsen area, that's where a lot of the Latin food and Hispanic foods are at, right? That area. Mm-hmm. They have a coffee shop named Jumping Bean, and they have a certain espresso. I think it's espresso or latte that they use, and they use chocolate, which is they use Abidia chocolate to mix it in.
That sounds interesting.
So sometimes I try to do that shit too at my house. Like, get the Abidia, break that shit, chop it up, and then. Because I don't know if you ever got. Because I didn't know they make a powder form.
Do they?
They make a powder form. Because the one I have is the disc. The hockey puck type disc.
Yeah.
That's the one I have.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that shit.
What? Because I think where was I? Was I at Fiesta Market? Somewhere, but I saw that they have a powdered form already. It's already smashed. Yeah, so when I go find it, I'll take a picture and I'll show it to you.
Okay. Let's see. All right, Chris. I appreciate you very much.
Okay, man. Thank
See
you.
you tomorrow for SmackDown.
Shout
But
out.
man,
I love how people let us know what kind of hygiene they're about to do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guys, I'm about to brush my teeth and go to bed. You know,
oh yeah,
take a shower.
I gotta take a
look
shower.
at-
I gotta use the restroom. Number 2, I'll be watching.
I just got done flossing. You know, it's
oh yeah, oh man!
Shout out though. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You know, I'm just messing around.
They know.
Yeah, y'all can still throw jokes at me too if you want to call me like I look like Bunsen. That's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I look like Zordon. You can say that too. You know?
No, that's man. He's fucking Zordon of this fucking network. He's Philzon. That's what he is. He's fucking Pepsi Philzon. He'll be back
Pepsi
soon.
Phil. Shout out.
Shout out to him. He'll be back soon. All right. Last topic. What kind of fan were you for this week of wrestling?
Yeah.
I had to use a GETCHO, because it never ever.
You know the type
podcast.
Shout out. We'll be back next week. We had to take this week off. But the type of wrestling fan I've been this week, though, is kind of like a reminiscent wrestling fan, right? Because you know, when you've been watching wrestling for so long, you start to reminisce about all the other shit that like happened. Because they just had Money in the Bank, right? So I was thinking about the time that they had Money in the Bank during COVID, and they had it at the old WWE headquarters. And I thought that was so unique to have it in the building and shit. And they start off with Asuka being on the top, and then Rey Mysterio getting thrown off the roof, right? Having Otis win, and Carmella being in the office, fighting with people in the office. And to me, like I think of those times too, because you know, at that time I know there was no fans, but it made them be more innovative. You know what I'm saying? They, you know, especially when they did the Boneyard match, and the Bray Wyatt match with John Cena. You know, they did that shit. You know, and even AEW having, that's where the whole anarchy in the arena started, just because they were able to use the arena because there's no fans. So like, yeah, it gave a chance for people to be more creative, and that's what you want to see.
Exactly. So there was more
one tag title shot. Oh,
that could be a good idea too.
Yeah. Actually, Dominic Mysterio said that. He said if he were to win Money in the Bank, he would cash in on the tag titles and bring it back to his friends.
Okay. Yeah, I see. I like that. So you were more a reminiscent creative guy.
Yeah, reminisce. Yeah,
reminisce. Oh yeah. We got to do an episode with Dom. We got to do an episode of hip hop, man. We got to do it one day.
Yeah, listen, we could definitely set something up. You know,
we'll do something. Dom to do it.
Well, maybe we could do it during a watch along, so that everyone in the chat can engage and throw their ideas. You know, let's set something up.
Okay, yeah.
Listen. There's a reason why he wants chicken tenders. You know what I'm saying? Because he got some tenderonis.
Yeah, he got tenderonis.
Rhea, Liv, Roxanne,
and watch. You gonna look at Stephanie McCure.
No, don't forget, Tiffany was almost there too. At one point.
Okay, all right. I love it. Like I said, I feel.
What about you?
For this week, I feel. I was a unexpected fan. Did not expect a lot of these things happening. So it's really more the expected unexpected mode of fan. Like I didn't expect these type of situations to happen soon. Like that's how I am, and I'm like now unexpected, but also invested. I want to see where they can go with it. I ain't gonna be at the ones talking shit. Like, what the fuck is bullshit now? Maybe the beginning, at first, right? But then you kind of get an understanding of it. And
as time goes on.
Yeah, we'll see where they're going with it. So I can say I was really more of that. I was really more of a unexpected a fan this week, but invested to see more of how far is it gonna go. That's what I want to see.
Okay. So I like that.
But man, let's see. Okay, one last question. Any predictions? How long JC title run? If I were you, Steven, for the Redeemer, because I don't know. I can't answer that myself, but Just, you want to answer that question?
What's the next pay-per-view for
and Great American Bash? That's probably the next one. Let me look.
It's probably till then. It's probably to the Great American Bash.
I can tell you right now. Let me see. We'll see. Schedule. I'll tell you their schedules right now. So we got. Okay. We had Battleground, World Line. Yep. Yeah, Great American Bash. That's July 12th. That's the only one. So they got enough time.
Yeah,
plenty enough time.
I mean, I'm pretty sure in that time frame, there probably be one title defense on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'd say until Great American Bash and Stephanie Vakir takes it back.
Okay. All right. I see. Okay.
That or Thea Hale.
Or Fallen Henley. Is there having?
Yeah, they might feud again. It might be a triple threat between Fatal Attraction.
Yeah. That's right. You probably, Jasmine Nix and Fallen Henry going at it with each other. I want the belt. Like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They want it all, baby. They want it all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, baby, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. But I want to appreciate you all for tuning in. Let me just hit it. Let me just hit it. God, I keep moving stuff around. This is what happens when you're not around this much.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
That is right, folks. But we appreciate you all for tuning in this evening, joining me and El Papacito Hermoso, the one who leads you to the way to the GETCHO. Get your motherfucking podcast.
Get your way.
Because you never what?
Never, ever. Don't forget the podcast.
That's right. Don't forget the podcast, people. And let them know. I'll be sure to let them know where they can find you. Let them know what's coming up for GETCHO.
Next week, GETCHO podcast will be back next week here on Circle Debate live. We'll definitely tweet out the day and let you know what day we're going to be. Likely Tuesday, not sure what time yet, but we'll be back. But you can find our latest episode when we did the Wrestling Power Rangers episode. We did that. You can find it on every podcast platform. You can also find it here on Circle Debate. Lechon Diary. We talked about our favorite PBS theme songs. Is on there as well. So
a reading rainbow. You
Shout
gotta
out,
tell me it was a reading rainbow. That it had to be the fucking list. I know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Reading Rainbow. Arthur's definitely on the list.
Yep, Arthur. Shit.
Dragon Tales.
I forgot about Dragon Tales.
Yeah, but definitely check out Lechon Diaries on audio platforms everywhere. 316. Get your 316 on YouTube. Get your 316 on the TikTok. But yeah, also want you to also check out my homies, Vince 606 podcast. They did a Red Ranger ranking, so check him out as well. But yeah, if not that, shout out Culture Class, Marks and Mike's, Powerbound Jitsu. We out of here.
That's right.
Cafeteria, you already know.
That's right. And we out, folks. So you already know. We don't do all of that, folks. We do 3 things here. 3 words. We make history. Peace, people. See you mañana.
Must bid you adieu, a goodbye, mwah, and good night. Oh my God, it's so great. Bang! Yeah. Over and over. Make over and over. History! Over and over and over.